riding down Main. It's a clear night, screens glowing blue. Got the facts in my headlights. Commonwealth tripping, but the truth stay calm. Morrissey and 𝗟𝗟, I'ma read them like Psalms. 𝗵𝗵𝗄𝗧 throwing shade from a broke down porch, but the files in my lap like a flame to a torch. I don't raise my voice, I just let the game speak. Steady with the grind while the crooked run weak. We just riding slow, gliding, paper stacking in the breeze. Turn the system up, let the whole town see. No mask on my face, no fear in my lane. I'ma shine that light on the ones bringing shame. From the courtrooms down to the city blocks, they can't hide from the truth, cause the truth don't stop. We just ride a slow grind. Midnight oil burning, pen hit the pad slow. Every word cut clean like the rims on the 𝗬𝗏. From Boston to Brockton, the whispers all hum. Turtle boys riding in the reckoning gon' come. 𝗟𝗟 in the back room, Morrissey on the phone, trying to twist the narrative, but they can't postpone. I'm just sipping on the facts while the city play pretend. Truth got no curfew, I'ma run it to the end. See, this ain't about fame, this about that long game. You can duck, you can weave, but the truth still call your name. We just riding slow, gliding, paper stacking in the breeze. Turn the system up, let the whole town see. No mask on my face, no fear in my lane. I'ma shine that light on the ones bringing shame. From the courtrooms down to the city blocks, they can't hide from the truth, cause the truth don't stop. We just riding slow, gliding. We just riding slow, gliding, paper stacking in the breeze. Turn the system up, let the whole town see. No mask on my face, no fear in my lane. I'ma shine that light on the ones bringing shame. From the courtrooms down to the city blocks, they can't hide from the truth, cause the truth don't stop. We just riding slow, gliding. We just call hold down to the city blocks. We just riding slow, gliding.
My name is Aidan Kearney,
known online as
Turtleboy, and is a senior editor for
TBDailyNews.com.
They call me
𝗕𝗏𝗺𝗺𝗺.
It's my preferred pronoun. Daddy.
What's up, Daddy?
Journalism Jesus. Timothy Kearney.
The one and only Turtleboy.
Turtleboy. What's up, Slick? The doctor is here.
This guy's a bad motherfucker.
That's quite the intro.
I've broken a lot of major stories. I've been doing it for about 11 years. I used to be a high school teacher.
Turtleboy has changed a lot over the years. I was once a blogger, but now I'm much more accurately known as an award-winning journalist, a satirist, and an activist. Boom!
They're screaming your name here.
You're the crowd daddy.
Crazy.
People either love me or hate me.
Listen, Turtle, all right?
But either way, they're watching.
Don't make such fun of the criminal justice system.
Stop it. I'm never gonna stop. This fight's just getting started. Now let's get this party started. Yo! What's up, people? What's going on? How's everyone doing out there tonight? Good? Good, excellent. Hold on. That's going to annoy me. 1 second. Visual effects. Let's get rid of that. All right, little. Oh, we're good. All right. And shout out to Rat House Media, the chat rats, for that excellent AI opening video. I was jamming out to it last night on the chat rats, which Also, shout out, they do an excellent pregame show, as does my guy Ray from Dallas. Love them both. I was watching them last night, and man, got sensual up in there. My internet girlfriend was on there jamming out. We were having a great time. So anyway, welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I am your fearless host here. They call me a variety of names. My real name's Aidan Kearney, but you can call me Journalism Jesus. That's my spiritual name. You can call me Timothy Kearney. That's my true crime name when I'm putting on my leather jacket, going in the woods deep in thought. I did that like a year ago, that photo shoot in the backyard. I still have the leather jacket for it. But you can call me, what else can you call me? You can call me, what are my fucking names? Oh, you just call me Uncle Turtleboy, Turtleboy. You can call me Dr. Turtleboy. That's my preferred pronoun. Please respect it, if you will. I've earned the right to be called doctor, because if 𝗀𝗿𝗃 is a doctor, so am I. You can call me daddy if you'd like. For some people, that might be strange and weird. For others, it might be like, fun, sexual, flirtatious, whatever you want to call me. Call me different kind of daddies. You can call me daytime daddy, brow daddy, theater daddy, crowd daddy, or fridge daddy, because fridges are my specialty. Extra emoji daddy, whatever you want. I don't care what you call me. Just be here every Tuesday and Saturday night, and make sure you call me the GOAT and the reason for the season, whatever you want to call me. Just be here every Tuesday and Saturday night at 9 p.m. and make sure you smash that subscribe button for me. Okay, Mr. Media. How can I forget Mr. Media? That's a good one. You can call me whatever you want to call me. That's it. So anyway, if you guys want to donate tonight or have your messages read out loud to the class, I have pinned my legal defense fundraiser to the top of the chat. I'm doing that because legal defense is costing a lot of money, and we got a big few weeks ahead of us, as you guys can imagine. We have the little more than a month from now, I have a motion to accuse Robert Cosgrove as the special prosecutor in my case, because he is being sued by 𝗫𝗏𝗄𝗃 Kearney, who is undeniably a witness in my case. Don't ask me, ask them. They made her a witness, right? She's their witness. They made her their witness. So, bro, you can't make someone a witness in a case and be like, you're a witness. Here's a grand jury summons. Witness, come on in and testify about this witness intimidation case that this guy's charged in. Give us all the goods on him and tell us everything he told you, everything you witnessed. Because you're a witness. Just tell us all about the things that you witnessed. Witness. You can't do that and be like, yeah, and then we're going to use you to put him in jail. And then, then she turns on them and is like, actually, I want to do the right thing, and turns on them and then sues them. And then you're like, no, actually, she's not. Take backs. Yeah. No take backs. Actually, you guys made her a witness, so she's a witness because she's suing them now. Now we got a conflict. And the appropriate thing to do is step aside. Of course, they're not stepping aside because Cosgrove wants to keep getting that payday, I think, right? And also just, I think Morrissey's not letting him leave. So anyway, we got an expensive, again, I'm not getting into exact numbers, but it is a very, very large number that I am looking at. Because people are like, oh, we make so much money. You make so much money. Bro, I spend so much money. I don't want to, I'd be having a lot more money if I didn't get arrested. You know what I mean? Although, I've raised, as you can see in the legal defense fundraiser, that's pinned to the top of the chat, $287,000. Okay. That's like a fraction of what I paid in legal defense. Okay. So, really help. Every little bit counts. So we're going to be having a fundraiser soon too, because definitely got to get the funds up for this. And just rallying people, let's get behind this shit. I shouldn't be facing freaking 90 years in jail for free speech. And a lot of people forget what it's all about. And we're going to be reviewing that very shortly with a big fundraiser push announcement that we have coming with that. So we're going to be announcing that tomorrow, when the fundraiser is, where it will be held, and exactly how we're raising the money. All right. So anyway, let's start from the top here with the let's see what we got. Okay. God damn. All right. First one, we have Jen RN sends $50 and goes, sending positive thoughts and prayers your way, Turtleboy. Thank you so much, Jen RN. I really appreciate the positive thoughts and prayers. As you guys know, and Broken Baker's doing one on Saturday too. But I might try to get him on mine. I could try to get the double dip with the baker if he's not sleeping. But as I was saying, as you guys remember, I was not here on Saturday night. I canceled the show. I never do that, right? And I'm a human being. I wasn't feeling it, man. Wasn't in a good place emotionally, mentally, all that stuff. And like I said in my tweet, I'm just I can't fake it. It's hard. It's like when you're really feeling down, and sometimes you really feel down. I'm only a human, and just wasn't feeling it, man. Wasn't feeling it. Couldn't do it. I couldn't fake it. So sometimes I'm not in a good mood and I just fake it until I make it and I get in a better mood. I couldn't do it that night. And I just took the night off. I remember I played with the kids till 9, various games and whatnot. And then I went home and I actually went to, not going to say where, but I went somewhere because people like to freaking know my business. And I went somewhere knowing that the next day I was going to go to Foxborough to go to the Patriots game, right? Except I didn't have tickets to the game. I like just going to out and about at the whatchamacallit. Oh, we got a message here. Hold on. Oh, no. You didn't miss it yet. Trust me. Nobody knows yet. Trust me. But yeah, I went to the Patriots game. You guys might have seen my stream on it. And it's just so funny. People I really am the straw that stirs the drink, huh? I'm just sitting there streaming the game, watching it. We lost, right? It was heartbreak. We were up 21-0, then it was 24-7, and we were killing it. And then next thing you know, we blew it. Just blew the game. And so you got to see the agony of defeat, in my eye. That's fun. Even if you hate it, just the pure joy and the ups and downs of sport ball is exhilarating. It would have been awesome if they won, but it's still good entertainment even if you lose. And so we're going to be doing more of that. On Sunday night, I'm going to be streaming the Ravens game, and I've officially invited Purple Kool-Aid Man, who is a Ravens fan, to join me on there. And so we could talk all this shit because I did a little rant about him at the end there, going down, Purple Kool-Aid Man. The Ravens are fucking going down, dude. Sorry, we are ending your season on Sunday night. We have to. It's going to be a bummer for you guys, I know, but we're ending your season. It's going to be dope. And yeah, it was funny. So I'm at the game. I didn't actually go to the game. I just like going to Patriot Place because Patriot Place is dope. There's tons of bars around there, and I go to this place, the Harp, right across from the Tom Brady statue. It overlooks it. It's pretty cool, and it's just a lively atmosphere in there. And the bartenders, multiple bartenders were my mom's a turtle rider, right? Or it's always the moms. And they're like, can we get a picture for my mom? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. And, because of course. And so shout out to the moms that I took selfies with their kids. And anyway, so I'm streaming it. And at one point in the stream, other people who are in my vicinity briefly come into it. And bro, you would think I've never seen people so they scream, they pause it and who is this person? Who is this person? Whoa, chill, dude. What does it matter who that person is? You don't need to know who that person is. Can we chill? And people are why did he mute it? Because I'm trying to have a private conversation with somebody, okay? And it is what it is. Not everybody in my orbit wants to use me to become famous. Not everybody wants to do that. And so some people just, believe it or not, like to stay private, and I like it that way, So, yeah. So that happened, and we had a great time. And, it didn't go our way, but that's okay because we're going to beat the Purple Kool-Aid Man. And yeah, so they were like really, I forget where I was going with this. But, oh yeah, then we go to this other bar and I met this guy who took a picture. Remember the 𝗵𝗵𝗄 and Brian Albert meeting at Patriot Place like a month after the verdict? The guy's there. He's like, hey, I sent you the picture of 𝗵𝗵𝗄 and it was at this bar. It was at the bar that I was at. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Like, holy shit. And dude, so many, I said this on my bus stop live the other day. So many people came up to me at Patriot Place and were just like, it's all positive, man. It was very uplifting because the night before I'm down on it and blah, 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 blah. But now it's like you go out and you're just like, yeah, none of that shit's real. None of that static. Oh, great. People are like static. Hold on. Okay. Yeah. So people are like, I need a new mic. It's just when this gets in the phone. Is it bad? Let me hear. I want to hear what it's like. That bad. All right. Anyway, I'll put this a little closer. So yeah, let's hold the mic. We'll have a good time. What was I going to say? So we had I forgot. I'll come back to it. I was going to say something, but yeah, I just took the night off, man. And it felt a lot better. It felt a lot better and I'm good now and everything's fine. As you guys might've seen, some misinformation was reported over the weekend. It was not true. You should trust and verify before hearing things, before you fall for narratives and lies and other stuff like that. You should wait to hear it from the source. And so I'm very happy to say that my legal defense team is stronger than ever. And we look forward to, crushing the Commonwealth and beating the people who are trying to take me down. It's going to be awesome. And what else was I going to say about that? I was going to say one more thing. Oh, so New Year's resolution. I know it's not New Year's yet, but I want to make this very clear to everybody right now. So this is my New Year's resolution. All right. No more drama. None. That includes everything. Like that includes Karen Reed, for one thing. Like I've said everything I need to say about Karen Reed. There's nothing more for me to say. Right? I support Karen Reed in her lawsuit against the McAlberts. That is the team that I'm rooting for. Okay? Because she didn't kill John O'Keefe and the O'Keefe family is suing her. So I'm rooting for her, to be very clear about that. I'm rooting for Karen Reed. When she's suing the McAlberts, I'm rooting for her, right? Because the McAlberts killed John O'Keefe. So I'm rooting for Karen Reed in that one. And my personal relationship with Karen Reed is inconsequential, right? And my personal thoughts about Karen Reed it's already been stated. It's inconsequential and it's already been stated. So like that is how I'm moving forward. I'm pro Karen Reed. Okay. I'm pro Alan Jackson. I'm anti McAlbert. I'm anti O'Keefe, except for John, RIP John O'Keefe, but anti them. Okay. So that's how I'm rolling. However, with that said, when it comes to like fundraising efforts and whatnot, like I'm pro Turtleboy. That's my official position because my life is on the line and I got like real serious charges and expensive stuff and all this drama shit. Yeah, it's entertaining, man. But God damn it, have I wasted a lot of time on this? God damn it. Things from my personal life. And so, as I've stated before, there will be no more discussion of Meredith on this show. All right. And so, like, if you send in a turtle chat or a post about her, I will not read it. I will keep your money, but I will not read it out loud. Okay. And so that is just a tremendous waste of time because this is the year 2026 is the year these charges go away one way or another. The trial date is scheduled for December 1st. So either way, it's ending in 2026. So I got to be all in on this case. That means I'm not responding to anything. And that's going to be tempting to do, believe me. As a guy who enjoys drama sometimes, right? That means I can get involved in the 𝗺𝗵𝗲𝗧𝘂𝗍 drama because that's not shit that like affects my life. But like, I will not be discussing, for instance, Mike Crawford. Mike Crawford did a stream today that was sent to me, and I watched it, and it was hilarious. And like Turtleboy, like a week or two ago, might have dissected that, might have had some fun with it. But like new and improved, mature 2026 Turtleboy is not going to be doing that. Just let him cry. Just let him do what he does. And that's it. All right. So I'm no longer doing that stuff. I have no interest at all in discussing my ex-girlfriend, even if she chooses to do that. I'm done. Okay. And I'm focused entirely on my legal defense fund and on reporting new stories. Okay. Because that's the other thing. It just consumed my life so much every day and gave me so much anxiety that I'm not doing it anymore. Another thing I'm never doing again. No more screenshots. That's my new policy. Like I'll screenshot shit that I'm using for articles and stuff like that, funny tweets, but no more screenshotting private conversations. That is my promise to you and my promise to myself, because I got a real problem with that, right? I got too many screenshots, and that's a real problem. So there's going to be no more screenshots. There's going to be no more drama. I'm not feeding into it. If you send the money once again and you talk about that, I'm going to keep the money, but I'm not going to read your comment. So that's how we're moving forward. All right. So hopefully we understand the rules, and watch. It's going to be so much better. It's going to be so much better this way. It's going to be dope. We can still have a great time. Like we had no drama when it came to the McAlberts for like 2.5 years. We had a great time, right? You know, so there we go. And no screen records either. That either. So, all right, next, we have here, Kelly sends $50 and goes, I feel like I want to give you advice. Then I shut my trap hole. I guess that's my advice. Love you. Well, thank you very much, Kelly. You know, advice is okay. Just don't give it in a condescending way, you know, and whatever. Like even when others have given me advice, I still listen. I still humor you. So there's that. Next, Jay Witt sends $50 and goes, still waiting for daytime daddy history lessons. I would tune in. Yeah, maybe I'll start adding that to the repertoire. Oh, here she is. Stupid April's here. My hot internet girlfriend. She was on Rat House Media last night. She says, hi, Daddy. Thanks for fixing the hell out of my fridge. I'm starting to think that you're breaking the fridge on purpose there, April. Also, thank you for playing our internet baby making song into intro. Please shout out to the Rat House Media for 100 live streams. Yes, there's no more baby. Turtleboy's getting the snip. So there'll be no more baby making music at all from me. So there's that. Thank you. Tamarina sends $25 and has no comment, but thank you, Tamarina. Next we have here, Twisted Tragedies Broken Fridge sends $50 and says, got your back, homie. Well, thank you so much. And I hope you fix that fridge there, Twisted Tragedies. Thank you. Next, we have here, Lena from the UK sends $5 and goes, sorry, it's not a lot. I just wanted to share love and support for you, St. Kearney. I hated seeing you down over the last week and generally hope you are okay. You are an inspiration to so many of us. God bless you, Aidan. Hope you and your family have an amazing Christmas, PC Bumcrease. I am about 1 or 2 days into my new sobriety here from drama. I want a chip. I feel like I should get a drama chip. I have successfully remained drama-free for like almost 48 hours now, right? I have not done any screenshots. I have not discussed any drama. I am not feeding into it. And it feels really good because you're like, oh man, that was the source of my anxiety. Like that's where it all came from. And you're like, I can just not partake in that. And it's so much better and so much healthier. So there's that. Next, we have here, Oksana sends $50 and goes, go get him, Daddy Goat. We have your back. And I love you so much, Oksana. You have some great tweets. I appreciate that. Rebecca from Arkansas sends $20 and goes, just a little dono for free speech. Love you, Turtle. Well, thank you so much, Rebecca. Anonymous sends $10 and goes, From Linda, we love our Turtle Boy. We'll always support your journey to crush corruption. My valid truth journey. Free Turtle Boy. Thank you. Ooh, we got Joe McGew sends $100 and goes, Dr. Turtle Boy, keep fighting the good fight. You and the Constitution. Thank you for what you have done and all you do and all you have sacrificed, sending love and support. Well, thank you so much, Joe. You know, I appreciate that. It hasn't been easy at times. You know, I did go to jail for this. A lot of people were coming up on the 2-year anniversary of me going to jail on my birthday. But got through it, beat it. You know, that was quite the sacrifice, and I'm never going back. Never going back. So thank you for that one. Next. Lena from the UK sends $5 and goes, another dono from my mom, as she is now a turtle rider. P.S. If you ever want to fly to the UK and fix my fridge, you're more than welcome. You guys have fridge problems there too? Holy shit. I never would have guessed it. Thank you. Linda sends $10 and goes, listen, Dr. Turtle, just remember this too shall pass. I know it's cliche, but it's true. When my bro was murdered, geez, sorry to hear that. I never thought the paralyzing sadness would subside, but it's true. Time heals all wounds. The scars remain just to remind you how tough you are. And Doc, you are so tough as they come. Keep the faith and keep taking care of you. And thanks for all you do. Love you, Doc. Thanks so much. Jay Witt sends $50 and goes, also my contribution to better beer choices in the future. You don't like Bud Light? I mean, I'm a simple guy. I like Bud Light. Is what it is. Thank you very much. Next, Kara sends $20 and goes, you rock, doctor. We are all here for you. And I'm here for you, Kara. I appreciate you being here for me. Next. Anonymous sends $10 and goes, I'm excited to move on from your drama. The Brown shooter and MIT professor assassination had me wondering what your thoughts were. I look forward to hearing about it. Yeah. Only in a completely incompetent, corrupt state like Rhode Island could this fat fuck still be missing. First of all, he's fat. You don't see a lot of fat mass shooters, do you? So, you know, your Brown University got shot up, if you guys missed it. I think there were 2 casualties. Too many, if you ask me. But, you know, I don't know how you don't catch this guy walking around a major city. They got video of him walking all around. He's got the mask on, and it's like he's fat. You don't see a lot. I've never seen a real fat mass shooter. This guy's a big fat guy, and there's been some internet rumors about who the person is behind it. There's this there's a Brown University employee that people are saying it might be like an activist, but I don't like to rush into shit, so we'll see what happens. So thank you for that one. Okay, next. Stupid April's back again. She goes, on behalf of Crazy Amy, on company time. What's on company time? Interesting. Okay. Back to the snail trail sends $5 goes, isn't this New Year's resolution kind of what Crawford's advice was when he was on your presentation? Was that, what was it? Anybody remember what Crawford's advice was? Well, I think, what did he want me to stop talking about? He told me to stop talking about ratchets or something. There was something specific. Maybe the check and remind me what he told me not to do. You guys remember? And again, my issue with that was that hey, you know, I'll go to your house, tell you what to do, you know? Do you guys remember what the advice was? I forget what it was. Anyway, I don't even remember. Oh, Stupid April's at work. Oh, hot. Okay, yes, it was. Yeah, it was something about stay away from ratchets. I don't even know, but that I was blowing it. I'll be okay. You know, I'll be good. I forget what he said. Doesn't even matter because we're not doing that anymore. So thank you. Next, Kathy from South Carolina sends $50 and goes, I honestly wish I could fund your entire defense. That's how strongly I believe in you and what you're fighting for. I'll keep doing what I can to support you. You are loved. Well, thank you so much, man. And think of what you guys are paying for. You guys are paying for potentially seeing Mark Betterow and Tim Bradel cross-examine Jennifer McCabe, Julie Nagel, Matt McCabe, Brian Albert, Colin Albert, and Chris Albert. I think only Jennifer McCabe is the only one of those 6 who testified at the second Reed trial. None of the others did. So you're going to get a chance to, watch Beto and Bradel just play with their food. And by the way, I have a new announcement coming up. There's been a major development in the case in Atlantic City, New Jersey, with the new fake victim here, Lindsay Stachini or Stachini, however you say it. I can't get into it right now, but it's wild. And, I have, that's another thing that was 20 G's I spent. 20 G's, just dropped it just like that for my attorneys down there. Worth every penny, by the way. Darren Gelber and Linda Kenny Bodden are amazing in the courtroom. You guys haven't had a chance to see Linda in court. I have, because she represented me at the first day of the trial. The second day of the trial is scheduled for Thursday this week. I say scheduled. Stay tuned for that. Stay tuned. We'll see what happens. Next. Let me read some cash apps here. Oh, all right, cool. Let's see what we got here. Cash apps. Yeah, my cash app is $ Uncle Turtleboy. Jennifer sends $10, goes, Dr. Daddy, your knowledge is power to the people. Okay. Well, thank you, Jennifer. Lisa sends $20 and goes, highly approve of no more screenshots. Proud of you. Well, thank you, Lisa. One day at a time. One day at a time. Callie sends $10, goes, just like the Intimidator, rise above it all. Ooh, I see what you did there, Callie. Thank you. Carly sends $25 and goes, we all want you free so you can soar. Free Turtleboy. Oh, that's so sweet, Carly. Appreciate that. Stephanie sends $25 and goes, MJ and I are in the chat. Yes. And I need to make you guys, let me see. I want to make you guys mods. MJ and Stephanie, what's your, I'm trying to add. So they were kicked off. They were kicked off the Young Jerks. And this isn't drama. It's business. So like they were kicked off. Stephanie and MJ, who are supporters of mine, were kicked off as mods at the Young Jerks for supporting me. Oh, there she is. So I am going to wrench them up right now. Okay. I'm wrenching Stephanie up. Give me it. Come on. Where'd it go? Give me wrench her up. Come on. I'm trying to wrench her up. Hold on. Okay. It's me. Okay. And I am going to add her as a moderator, standard one. I don't know how to add mods except in like real time. And the other one is MJ. Where's she at? There she is. Okay. Add as moderator. All right. Congratulations. You've both been wrenched. So they had their wrenches taken from them on the Young Jerks, which is fine. You know, it's his choice, but they were kicked. Had the wrenches taken because they supported me. And I think they're banned. So that's fine because they're very loyal supporters of me. And I could use some extra mods. You know what I mean? I have a thing with mods. So like the thing with wrenches with me is it's pretty simple. I think it's kind of like the most overrated thing ever when people are like, I have a wrench and I'm a wrench on Tom CPUs and I'm a wrench on this channel and I'm a wrench on that. You know what I mean? But for me, I just need people to like, because there's a lot of people that come in here and spam shit. So like rules for the mods, basically like people can criticize me all they want. They can say, I just don't like spam. I don't like the spam. You know, when people come on here and they just say stupid shit just to say stupid shit. That's the only thing I don't like. You know, and they repeat stuff so that, you know, we're not that strict at like censoring speech over here. We shouldn't be, at least. You know, you can say certain names, like for a long time, for instance, a lot of people in the mods would like ban people who brought up like, where's Meredith? You know, like, are you still with her? Like a lot of the mods did that. You didn't have to do, you know, I appreciate the sentiment, but you didn't have to do, you know, we're not trying to censor all speech or anything like that, you know? So yeah. I appreciate, so welcome. Enjoy your wrenches. And you know, my rules with wrenches too. I've had to de-wrench a couple people and have like conversations with them and they were upset with me about it, but I explained it to them. And the couple people that I've had to de-wrench have been, they started saying online that Karen Reed is either guilty or might be guilty. And that's automatic loss of wrench. Automatic. I mean, that's just a basic rule. Like My entire online identity for the last 3 years has revolved around the undeniable fact that Karen Reed is an innocent woman who didn't kill John O'Keefe with her car. Right? And so I cannot have people with wrenches, which have, you know, a higher status on here, if you will, and power to kick people off. I cannot have people like that saying that Karen Reed's guilty. That's because it's like undermining what I'm pushing. You know what I mean? So I just, and they understand. They understand. It's like, okay, you can't. It's like you can't come in here and dog on me either. Like if you start posting shit like that, you can't have a wrench. It's nothing personal. It's just basic shit. So there you go. You know, Mike's loss, my gain. I'll take it. So thank you. Yeah, that's some stupidity undeserving of a wrench. Exactly. All right, next. Renee sends $10, goes, stupid April's turtle date fund. Oof. Everybody wants that to happen. Everybody. Telling you. Okay. So we're not doing the turtle chest tonight. We're just doing the fundraiser at the top. Jennifer Fox sends $10 and goes, free the turtle. Well, thank you very much, Jennifer Fox. Somebody said they sent the turtle chat. I didn't post the turtle chat, so I'm not sure why they would send turtle chats in, but I do see here one from May, says $10 and goes, after the past few days, all I've wanted to do is give you the biggest hug and send you the best nudes. What account does your ex not have access to? Asking for myself. So you can just email me the nudes at turtleboysports@gmail.com. There's no filter on there. You can send whatever nasty shit you want. I might not respond to it. I might not, but I will look at it. I will look at your nudes. Like if you send them to me, the least I can do if you send me nudes is to put my eyes on them. I don't think that's like, I'm probably not going to sext you back or anything like that. So don't get like any ideas or anything like that, but I will look at your nudes. So if that makes you happy, then feel free to send the nudes. Okay. Nudes accepted. All right. Because there's nothing wrong with that. It's just nature, you know. A couple more here before we get started. Man, you guys are generous tonight. Did I read this one from? Yeah, that's what Lara. Laura or Lara? Go Lara. Sends $25 and goes, we got your back. You're one of a kind and never change. Well, thank you, Lara or Lara, whatever. Thank you. Jay Witt sends $50. Goes, I want a normal Tuesday to outraise those who will not be named. You deserve to be free. A normal Tuesday. Interesting. Well, thank you. Proctorial misconduct sends $5. Goes, you are a great journalist. The more they persecute you, the more your journalism cred is strengthened. Well, thank you so much. The other Mary B sends $10 and goes, no need to ever explain yourself, Teflon Turtle Daddy. We're happy when you take time for yourself and your kids because you're a good dad and you work your ass off. When you rest, we still ride. We will all be your huckleberries. Well, thank you so much. And I will be your huckleberry too. Okay. Real quick. I don't know if I have. I want to watch the Michael Morrissey press conference real quick before we get into the stuff we want to get into. So as you guys might have seen, Brian Walshe was convicted of first-degree murder on Monday. They came back early Monday morning. They probably just had it decided on Friday, but they're like, yeah, let's just like rest it. And I've never seen a defendant not give a fuck less like Brian Walshe did. Like he just was like, yep. Yeah. What are you going to do? It was like he agreed with them. Like, yeah, what are you going to do? I'm only here because I have to be, because I had nothing to lose by doing that. So he will be leaving the Norfolk County House of Corrections and going to, if he hasn't already, his new home for the rest of his life in Shirley, Massachusetts. It's actually in Lancaster. I think the medium security one's in Shirley, but the max is in Lancaster. It's right on the line. So he'll be spending eternity there till he dies. He will never leave. He will never go to McDonald's again. He will never see, never go to the park or anything like that. He's done. So Anna Walshe has justice. Sentencing was scheduled for tomorrow. It has been moved to Thursday. And it's a, kind of a moot point. I mean, it's a done deal. He's going to be given life in prison. I understand he's got Scott would know better than anyone. 𝗬𝗎 𝗏𝗡𝗏𝗏, the max, it's like right on the line. The maximum and the medium security prison, they're right there. And the max is in Lancaster, which is south of it. And then the medium's in Shirley, which is like north of it. So, but yeah. So he's going to be, he just looked resigned to his fate. Like, he's just like, yep. And remember, that's my guy. I mean, he's not my friend, but like, I knew him. I've had a conversation with Brian Walshe. He did not seem to recognize me when I was sitting in court after the closing arguments ended. Man, closing statements were just so weak. There's nothing the defense could do, like nothing. But the, I don't even, like, if a normal defendant would have woken up on Monday morning and been like, man, I'm fucking nervous today, I'm so nervous. Like, oh man, I really hope I'm acquitted because then I'll get to leave here, or else I'm gonna have to spend the rest of my life in jail. Like, that's a lot that's on the line. Like Karen Reed had that feeling. Like, she was probably going to be acquitted, but like, you never know. You never know. Whereas like Brian Walshe didn't seem to have that. He was just like, yeah, just get this shit over with. I'm out of here. So he didn't seem to recognize me, even though we used to live together for 60 days and had one conversation. And yeah. So afterwards, Michael Morrissey was in the courtroom, and Michael Morrissey didn't show up for a single day of the Karen Reed trial. Not one day, which is weird because that was his big case. Like, the Karen Reed trial happened because Michael Morrissey insisted that it happened. He could have dropped it whenever he wanted. It was so flimsy and ridiculous, but no, he chose to. He asked Ron Mariano and Karen 𝗃𝗏𝗃𝗃, the Senate president, for $1 million for experts and Judd Welcher and all this shit. And, he's put his stamp on this one. This was his case, and he couldn't show up once, not even for verdict day. Why didn't he show up? Because he knew that she was going to be acquitted. He couldn't be there. He couldn't face it. So he did show up for, the hearing yesterday, and let's watch his press conference, shall we? It's Meatball. Like, he's a heavy breather because he's just got, I mean, this guy is just waiting to die. Look at him.
All set or what? In a minute? Everybody ready?
Can you? Is that soft?
I'm Michael Morrissey, the Norfolk District Attorney.
We know who you are.
With me today, standing behind me, some of the most important people in the event you witnessed over the last few weeks and couple of years. I have members of the Cohasset State Police as well as my trial team are with me today. Did an outstanding job. I would be remiss if I didn't thank the jury. This is a very difficult case from the beginning. Take time out of their schedule to hear such days of evidence, complex evidence, and a difficult case, and to come up with the decision they did. Without the jurors...
It's very soft, right? Hold on. Can we get a louder version of it? No, that's only a 2-minute one.
Right. I'm Michael Morrissey, the Norfolk District Attorney, and with me today, standing behind me, some of the most important people.
Oh, just look at him. Look how disgusting. I never noticed how disgusting he is. Just look at that face. Look, why do you're too old to have sideburns, dude. What is going on? Is million chins. Get rid of this. I mean, look how much this chin droops. Motherfucker is wearing a Christmas tie. He just looks so slovenly and filthy and disgusting. I can't believe this guy is the district attorney of a major county in Massachusetts.
In the event you witnessed over the last few weeks and couple of years, I have members of the Cohasset State Police as well as my trial team are with me today. Did an outstanding job. I would be remiss if I didn't thank the jury. This is a very difficult case from the beginning. Take time out of their schedule to hear such days of evidence, complex evidence, and a difficult case, and to come up with the decision they did. Without the jurors, our system doesn't work, and my heartfelt thanks to each and every one of those who participated and the alternates who were chosen as well. I'd like to thank the Cohasset Police,
Yeah, there's Mike
the
Bryant.
State Police, the Medical Examiner's Office,
Justice
and the
Sir.
Crime Lab for their hard work. It was an incredible effort. If you think about and what you saw during the trial, there was all sorts of forensic evidence. They left no stone unturned. They viewed 60 witnesses, almost 60 witnesses testified at trial, and they interviewed even more people. So while you saw a good part of what we had, it was only a small fraction of the time and effort that they put in to get that evidence. And they went to dumpsters, to landfills, to dumps as well, to transfer stations.
Yeah, you listen to what he's saying. Listen to what he's saying. They went to dumpsters, to landfills, to transfer stations. Yes. Yes, they did. But they didn't find out who was driving the Ford Edge that was seen parked outside of Brian Albert's house allegedly next to a dead body at 3 a.m. They had no fucking interest in that whatsoever. None. To this day, nothing. They went to landfills. They fucking went through the trash. They did all this shit. But they couldn't go inside Brian Albert's house. They couldn't be bothered. They couldn't put up crime scene tape. They couldn't ask any neighbors to look at ring cameras. They couldn't find a single ring camera between 1 Meadows Ave and 34 Fairview that would have shown the condition of Karen Reed's taillight. Nothing. Nothing.
Department stores, lumber stores, CVS, just to gather all this evidence, which was critical in this case, and that effort should not be forgotten, and how hard it was. For without those tools and the evidence that they provided us, that the trial team, which I had the utmost confidence, very confident, professional people, long-term prosecutors in the office, had great tools to work with, but they also great people in their own right, and they put on a very, very great case in a difficult setting. Now, we've seen other cases where we've not had a body, but this is the first one I can remember we've had a first-degree conviction, and I just wanted to thank them profusely. I know that a number of them passed up vacations, work holidays, and they know what's expected of them. We took the job to speak for victims, and they did one heck of a job speaking for Anna's family. And
he does look like the mayor of 𝗏ville.
Just wanted to also to say we did hear from Anna's sister, and her comment was, justice has been served, and we agree wholeheartedly with her comments as well. But they never lost sight of that, and I'd like to just personally thank Greg Connor, 𝗙𝗵𝗄𝗧𝘂𝗍𝗏, Ian Yaz, and we have the Cohasset Police, Harrison, and the State Police, and the head of our Victim Services, Kristen Collins, also Laura.
Oh, that Kristen Collins, that's her name. That's the chick who is at all this one. This broad right here comes to like all of my shit and like gives me dirty looks and shit. This one, the way she looks at me like I'm like a bad person. Like she used to sit with Lindsay in court, and like they would protect her like there was like some fucking like I'm some dangerous person who's gonna like if they're not there, I'm gonna fucking like rush at her and like fucking hit her. Like, whoa, they're always right there. It's like it was so insulting to have these people there. Like, bro, chill out. I'm not gonna do anything. It's fine. Okay, can you chill out? She used to give me the dirtiest looks, you know.
Head of our Victim Services, Kristen Collins, also Laura McLaughlin, who's not here. She did a lot of the early work in the case, and so we had a great team, and I just wanted to profusely thank them. It's been a great day for us in the office. I'd ask Greg if he wants to say a word or two. Greg Connor.
Thank you, Michael. It was a great honor to work with Tracy and Ann on this trial, two of the finest lawyers I've ever got to know, and also...
Remember, this is the guy who turned down, allegedly, so we're told, he turned down the opportunity to prosecute Karen Reed. He was too, distinguished to do that. Like he wanted, you got to be a real scumbag. You got to be someone like Hank Brennan to actually take that on. And you got to be as like, I still can't believe Adam Lally got benched like that. And like, just agreed to be benched. Like that's fucking crazy, bro. Like that is the most insult. The fact that Lally still works there is the most humiliating thing ever.
To go against Kelly and Larry, who are extremely, extremely good lawyers. But I want to say thank you to our law enforcement partners, but in particular, one person who worked on this case day after day from the beginning was Sergeant Harrison Schmidt. When Cohasset lost one of their own, they stopped everything and tried to find this woman, and one person never gave up on that case, and it would be Sergeant Harrison Schmidt. Thank you very much, Mike.
Harrison is here today, so thank you, Harrison. So I just want to end and close by, let's not lose sight of the fact that Anna's 3 young children will be without a mother, and especially at this time, difficult time of year, and hopefully going in the future, that we all wish them a bright future going ahead. But let's remember in a special way the loss they suffered, and thank you all for coming.
What will happen with the children?
I'm not going to answer any questions of that. That's for another.
Any more reaction from her mother or her family?
We just heard from the sister. That was the only, and so I passed it on. We heard that they called, and I passed it on to you.
Will they be making impact statements?
The judge, they're working with the trial team to schedule impact statements. I can't tell you in what form they're going to come in, but the opportunity has been extended, and I expect we will hear something, and they're working on that now.
What do you think actually for sentencing?
Excuse me?
For sentencing?
Well, there's a mandatory sentence of life, so, but there are other issues. They also developed other charges, as many of you have now heard, that there was a plea earlier to other charges, so that's being worked on. So you'll hear from the lawyers at the time of sentencing.
What do you think actually win after the What do you think actually brought this to guilty? You have no body, circumstantial evidence. What do you think was the strongest part of the case that convinced the jury this was guilty?
I don't think there's any one thing. I think it was the combined effort of working together with our law enforcement partners, the and other professionals. The work that was done on the forensics, I think, was important. But actually, without that and without people explaining it in the courtroom, we'd have nothing. And I think they all did an awesome job. And I'm just going to say one other thing, because someone mentioned, it's not about winning or losing. It's about getting the right answer.
No, it's about winning or... Oh, wait. He said it's not about winning or losing. It's about getting the right answer. We are rewinding that. That is quite the statement. Hold on.
Did an awesome job. And I'm just going to say one other thing, because someone mentioned, it's not about winning or losing. It's about getting the right answer.
It's not about winning or losing. It's about getting the right answer. Exactly. Except it wasn't that way when it came to Karen Read. When it came to Karen Read, it was all about winning or losing to you people. You didn't care about the right answer with her. You just wanted to win. You wanted the victory of convicting her. You weren't even remotely the audacity to say something like that. The irony, exactly. Like, it's not about winning or losing. That's all it's about with you. You didn't give a fuck about that. Oh my God. So is he admitting then that Karen Read was innocent? Because it's not about winning or losing. I mean, you lost, but you got the answer, right? She didn't do it, because every doctor that testified said that she didn't do it, right? So there's that.
And this was the right answer. And so we don't look at cases as a wins or losses. We look at getting justice for someone.
Oh, yeah, sure.
That fact.
Walshe pled guilty to 2 charges ahead of time, right when jury selection was about to start. Did that change the way you approached this case and your attorneys? Obviously, they had been looking at 3 different charges. Now it was 1 murder charge.
You can hear right from
the case was always going to be presented in the same way. The evidence was the evidence, and we wanted to make sure the jury had everything that they needed to make a determination. The change of plea was an interesting dynamic, but when it came down to it, we wanted to make sure the jury had all the facts.
Greg, what do you think it was? The online searches? Do you think it was the surveillance video? What do you think?
Or the emotional testimony that people...
I can't tell you. That would be a question for the jurors. We tried to give them all the information we had. We had it from multiple different factors, whether it be surveillance video, the text messages, the internet searches. But what we had was a very thorough investigation that gave the lawyers in this case an excellent chance to try and give the jury what they needed.
Were you surprised that he didn't testify? And what did you want to ask him on the stand?
I don't know if we don't have enough time for that.
I think that's probably better not said.
But were you surprised that he didn't?
The judge was.
I think it's always up to the defendant to make that decision. I think it's the hardest decision the defendant can make. And so I'm sure he put a lot of thought into it. We were prepared that if he did testify, we had a number of questions we wanted to have answered. But...
Oh, yeah, you had a lot of questions. If Brian Walshe testified, holy shit. Tim Bredel had some questions he gave me for this. It's like why he couldn't take the stand. It's like, I thought he had to take the stand because it was his only hope. But then, like, oh my God, the cross-examination, they would have been like, so where were your kids when you were chopping up her fingers? Like, how did you do that? What'd you do with all the blood? Like, oh, it would have been the most graphic cross-examination ever what this guy did. Oh my God.
We understand it's right not to.
So the question? Yeah, over the past couple of years, a lot has been made of your office and the handling of different cases. Do you hope what happened here today restores some of that perceived lack of faith the public has?
Oh, perceived lack of trust. You know, I mean, that's kind of a good question, Eli, from NBC 10. But I think a better question would have been, how come you didn't do any of the stuff with Karen Reed for John O'Keefe? I mean, forget Karen Reed, for John O'Keefe. How come you didn't like investigate? Yeah, the investigators did a great job in this case. You praised them. How come they didn't do anything like that in the Reed case? And why do you still employ people who oversaw such a shitty investigation? Just asking.
No, one loss of a highly visible case determines what happens in our office. We handle cases all the way from the bottom to the top, and we treat them all the same. There's no such thing as a single important case. This was a critical case, and you saw on display some of the smartest people and some of the toughest workers and investigators who have always been with me. So I think that you know, sometimes you don't like what a jury has to say, but that's our system of justice.
And this is why you need Turtleboy there. Again, this is why they don't like me, because I actually ask tough questions of these people, real uncomfortable questions. That's what I would ask him. But it's like, if I was there, I mean, this is the guy who's choosing to indict me. This is the guy, we've read his emails. He was like obsessed with me. It's like, would he charge me with witness intimidation if I asked him a tough question? If it causes him emotional harm? He might.
You present the case to a jury, and you have to abide by, at least I do. I took a constitutional oath. So I would just say today, I clearly are much happier with the outcome today, and I'm very happy with the work that was done by the professionals who work both in law enforcement and the district attorney's office. And really, I couldn't be happier. So
a lot has been made of you personally, obviously, over the last couple of years. We haven't really had a chance to hear from you. How have you been doing, and what does this say today?
Well, the good or bad news is, having been in our office for a number of years in politics, unlike my time on Beacon Hill, I get to speak out. But many of you know that now as a district attorney, that if I speak out that I interfere with an individual's right to a fair trial, then that obviously weighs heavily upon me. So
wait, what did he say? Whoa.
On this trial, attorney, that bad news is, having been in our office for a number of years in politics, unlike my time on Beacon.
Look at his face. Look at his face.
Hill, I get to speak out, but many of you know that now as a district attorney, that if I speak out that I interfere with an individual's right to a fair trial.
If I speak out, then I interfere with the defendant's right to a fair trial. Did you forget about the hostage video where you spoke out and you said that all of the witnesses were telling the truth? You vouched for all of them, and you said none of them committed murder except for Karen Reed. That didn't seem to bother. I mean, is this guy for real? Are we living in the Matrix? Like, what is going on right now?
Then that obviously weighs heavily upon me. So I am now free to speak today on this trial with some limitations. And so not hearing from me, obviously, then I don't want to tip the jury or tip the scales and let those cases go forward without putting a thumb on the scales of justice. And, you know, I took the job to speak for victims, and we focus on victims. And that's what I'm going to continue to do through my tenure. So I just want to thank you all. I know this is, you know, a long period of time, and we have to come to the courthouse, and we do have some calls to make and try to reach out to some other family members and some other people. But thank you all, and hopefully it brings to a conclusion a very sad chapter in the history of Aidan's family.
All right. So, what an idiot. What an idiot. Now, all right. So that's that out of the way. We just wanted to roast that guy. So, all right. So here's the deal. Here's what I wanted to do tonight, because we got a lot of new Turtle Riders here. And smash that subscribe button. We got about 6,000 people watching. Love to see you guys out there tonight. So, you know, there's been so much anti-Turtleboy talk on Twitter amongst people who believe Karen Reed's innocent. You know, a lot of division in the ranks, if you will. And that's what breaks my heart the most, right? We've almost, I feel like the antis have been forgotten, you know? And you see him showing up in the comment section and like being like, she's a drunken person who hit him with the car. And we all just like laugh at him now. They're like, oh, dude, we argue about different shit now. And lost in all this has been Krusty Panties. Krusty Panties used to have like a monopoly on being like, I'm the only one who's completely obsessed with Turtle Boy. Well, now a lot of people are, you know, there's koalas, there's you know, there's content creators, there's exes, there's a lot of people out there whose entire online existence revolves around obsessing over me, right? And so she's kind of been upstage. Like, I almost feel like bad for her. Like, she used to be the only one in the game. And apparently, Krusty Panties is doing a documentary on me, a docu-series. It's called Who is Turtleboy? Hero, Villain, Journalist, or 𝗨𝗏𝗃, lolcow, I think it's called. And it's like, so like you go to her page here and it's like, oh, there, look at it. I mean, that's a cool cover. I kind of like that cover. Turtleboy. It's like, who is Turtleboy? And you click on it and it's like, she got 6.3 thousand views. That's it. She's doing a docu-series on me. This probably took so much time for her to put together. And she can't no one even watches it because they're like, oh yeah, Krusty, I forgot about that. Because she's been upstaged by all the other new people who are obsessed with me. Like, I almost feel bad for her. Like, she put all this effort into me. Again, a woman, again, that for 6 years straight now, she's just been obsessing over me, hoping she'll take me down, etc. And she's doing a docu-series. And so she did this thing, and I cannot stand the sound of her voice. It's very painful. But not many people saw it, you know, and I watched it. I gave it a pity watch, and I was inspired. You know, I'm like, you know what? I need to do a thing. So this is supposed to be about like who I am in my past. And there's a lot of misinformation in here. So let's watch a little bit of it. And I decided we need to break this down to see what's fact and what's fiction. Ready? Let's go.
Is at its core a human promise, a commitment to chase truth wherever it hides, to hold the powerful to account, and to serve the public even when the work is thankless, dangerous, or deeply unglamorous.
God.
History is shaped by those who lived that promise. Figures like Ida B. Wells, who risked her life documenting the horrors others refused to name. Carl Bernstein, whose relentless shoe leather reporting helped expose a presidency built on lies. Martha Gellhorn, who covered wars not for glory, but to bear witness. And I. F. Stone, who proved you can challenge empires armed with nothing but documents, diligence, and moral clarity.
Oh, yeah.
These journalists chose integrity over influence, accountability over access, and public service over personal gain. Their legacy defines what the word journalist is supposed to mean. Their work finally woven into the fabric of modern-day information gathering and reporting. Fearless, unrelenting truth-seeking, even in the face of oppressive government corruption. But we're not talking about any of those people. We're talking about this guy.
Member of the media. I'm a member of the media. I am a dignified member of the media. I am Pope Turtleboy. I am the Pope. I am the Pope. I am a sex goblin, head of the alt-right toxic sex cult. Yes, I am a sex goblin.
Oh God. So that's Tony Branch. Tony Branch was this guy I was investigating a couple years ago. He sued me. And I won. He was on the Southeastern Regional Vocational School Committee, and he was alleged to be a pedophile. He had sex with a woman who I spoke with, said that she had sex with him when she was 15 years old. And he was just a career grifter, claimed to be a pastor or a bishop or something. And I called him like a fake bishop or something. And I wrote about him in 2016. He sued me in 2019. And I won. And while the lawsuit was going on, then I went and confronted him. He was on the school committee there, and I went and confronted him. And on there, like, I say that I'm a sex goblin, and then I'm running an online sex cult because I'm mocking her. Like, that's what she claims I did. So I had a little fun with it, you know. And she's like, "This is really serious stuff." But she knows it. She knows I'm like kidding around, you know. Ooh, here we go. Ooh, sounds serious. Look at this. Ooh, who is Turtleboy? Ooh, yeah, who is he?
There are internet personalities And then there are internet ecosystems,
Ooh.
strange biomes of drama, conspiracy, and unearned bravado. But few figures embody that chaos more completely than Aidan Kearney, better known as Turtleboy. Ask Aidan who he is, and he'll tell you he's a crusading journalist, a sex symbol and great mind, destined for fame and fortune.
I'm kind of like the white Martin Luther.
A sex symbol. I don't even think, have I said I'm a sex symbol? I mean, I kind of am. If I've never, but did she just give me that? What did I say? It's like, bro, I'm a comedian. I make jokes and shit, dude. Chill out.
Destined for fame and fortune.
I'm kind of like the white Martin Luther King a little bit. Except the FBI's not trying to kill me, the state police are.
Ask the courts, and they'll tell you he's a blogger with a credibility problem and no impulse control.
And then the issue is always, how far does the First Amendment take you, and when does it?
Oh yeah, and this is Judge Doolin, the guy who in a May 2025 court filing said that I was a journalist.
Become intimidation of a witness. The word revenge, some of those other words that are on that tape are getting very, very close.
Ask the women he's been with, and they'll tell you he's a philandering megalomaniac who will bully anyone into silence, no matter the damage it causes.
Up until like that thing on the Watch the Boob photos, it didn't even cross my mind that he would ever even think about another girl. Like I thought all the trolls who were like, oh, he's a serial cheater. He's definitely like sending jerk off videos to people. I thought that they were just like, oh, they're just saying this because they hate Aidan so much.
Ask the people he's targeted.
So I had some titties sent to me. Big deal. Jeez Louise. Tittygate.
And they'll tell you he's an online arsonist who keeps insisting the fires he started are evidence of his own persecution. This is the story of how a former history teacher reinvented himself as a self-styled anti-corruption warrior, and how the character he created eventually burned his whole life to the ground.
Ooh, episode 1. Multiple episodes. Ooh, serious stuff. All right.
Aidan Kearney grew up in Worcester, Massachusetts.
Yes, he did.
Graduating from South High Community School in 2000. He went on to attend the University of Massachusetts Amherst.
Yes,
an admittedly marginal student.
I'm not a good student.
I wasn't. I was not good.
C's and D's get degrees. That was my saying.
He apparently excelled at breaking into dorm rooms, selling erectile dysfunction medication to students. He apparently excelled.
Breaking into dorm rooms. Yeah, I was really good at that. She knows more about me than me. Yeah, I used to take credit cards. I always used to lose my key. And so I figured out how to get in my dorm room, and I was just really good at it. And I could help anyone else who lost their key. And eventually, like the RD or whatever, the building, it was like, that's a problem. And so they hired a locksmith to come around and like put new shit on the door. And they paid me to do this. I would see if I could open it. I was like really good at it, breaking into dorm rooms. I didn't like steal anything like that. It's just like if you lost your key, it's like they hired me to go around testing locks. They did.
At breaking into dorm rooms, selling erectile dysfunction medication.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I also sold Cialis in college. I was a Cialis dealer. A lot of people don't know that about me. I lived in a fraternity where a lot of people did cocaine, and there were some people on steroids in there. And the thing about cocaine is it doesn't work well with your dick, right? And so, especially when alcohol is involved. And so, a lot of pretty girls and stuff like that. And a lot of times, there's nothing worse than that. Nothing worse. I don't have that problem. I've never had that problem. Trust me, not an issue. But for some people, it could be. And I felt bad for them. And so, I saw the commercials for Cialis. And I just went online and just bought a whole bunch of fucking Cialis. I would get like hundreds of pills. And I was the Cialis guy. Everybody knew that. I had fucking guys always from Peabody that wanted like a whole bunch of fucking Cialis, and I would distribute that. I didn't just sell Cialis. I was like a major distributor. I don't know if that's illegal. Am I going to go to jail for that? I don't know, but everybody around me got laid. Turtleboy gets you laid. #
To students and just generally being a douchebag.
Oh, there's me in college.
In 2006, he returned to Central Massachusetts and began teaching history at Shepherd Hill Regional High School.
Yes.
For nearly a decade, he held a classroom and coached
that's
track,
me.
presenting himself as a strict, no-nonsense educator.
I was.
But according to students and community anecdotes, Kearney's reputation in the classroom was far.
So this was after I left. This was when the Buffalo Gate happens. I was really strict. Everybody knew that.
Far from universally admired. He was the recipient of multiple formal complaints from students, parents, and faculty.
Ooh.
The tension between his personal style and his role as an authority figure would foreshadow bigger conflicts. Outside the classroom, Kearney cultivated another life. Under the alias Aidan from Worcester, he called into radio shows and launched a personal blog, AidanFromWorcester.com, where he expressed what the principal of his school once described as innumerable personal comments, the majority of which do not concern public policy matters. By 2013, the blog finally drew the attention of school administrators after he doxed a woman for the high crime of protesting the Boston Marathon.
Doxed a woman? I didn't dox a woman. It's a long story. So here's what we're going to do. So I saw this. It was like all filled with misinformation. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to tell the real story of who Turtleboy is and how this started. Okay? So let's go through this. About how we got to where we got to. So let's pull this article up here. All right. So I published this in December of 2023. And I said 10 years ago this month, I started Turtleboy after being suspended from teaching for 5 days for posting my opinions online. So she got the picture from me. You like that picture? It was so youthful back then. Okay. All right. So, I started teaching at a school in Dudley, Massachusetts called Shepherd Hill Regional in 2006. And I was good at my job. I loved my job. I was taught U.S. history to 11th graders from 2006 to 2014. And not to brag, but I was really good at teaching. Anyone who had me in class knew that, like, this guy's kind of strict, but like, you're going to learn history with him. That was my, like, you know, reputation as a teacher. Like, if you got me for your teacher, you kind of didn't want me as your teacher because, like, you're gonna have to work hard, and, like, you know, high school kids don't want to work hard. There was other options for teachers. Like, there's the teachers that just passed everybody, and I wasn't that guy. All right, and so while I was doing that, I began publishing a website in 2012 called AidanFromWorcester.com. And Krusty Panties has found it. I can't even find it, but she can find everything about me. So, because why did I call it AidanFromWorcester.com? So around Christmas that year, we were like at Christmas dinner at my parents' house. And we were like discussing, you know, other career opportunities besides teaching. Like, what could you do besides teaching? And I'm like, well, I love sports talk. That's what I'm really good at. And I was a regular caller on a radio program called the 𝗪𝗲𝗄𝗻 radio show. It's like the most popular Boston sports talk radio show. And I would call up their show. And the thing about 𝗪𝗲𝗻 is they don't like pleasantries or anything like that. They're like in and out. They give you like 60 to 90 seconds to say whatever the fuck you got to say. And then they cut you off. And so I would just call up there and I would have a written script about exactly what to say. And I would just go off on him. And Felger loved it. Felger loved it when you yelled at him. And so, like, I built like a thing that way. I would just yell at Felger the whole time. And he loved that shit. And so they would say, Aidan from Worcester's on the line. And so I'm like, I started a blog called AidanFromWorcester.com. All right. And that brought us to, but that blog ended in November of 2013 when I was suspended without pay for 5 days. Now, keep in mind, Krusty's whole little hit piece docuseries came from my writing. Like, she got this all from me. Like, I put this shit out there. And she's like, I'm going to do a hit piece on what he put out there. Okay. And so after 5 days, I got suspended without pay for 5 days. Because the principal, Mary Perangeli, who had, you know, the personality of a fucking wet fart, didn't like the things that I was saying. And then here's my letter of reprimand that she published. It says, I don't know if you guys can read this. It says, Dear Mr. Kearney, it is with regret that as principal of Shepherd Hill Regional, I hereby notify you in accordance with MGL Chapter 71, blah, 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 that based upon the information presently available to me, I intend to suspend you from all your employment, including such as high school history teacher and boys cross country and track coach with the Dudley Charlton Regional School District for 5 school days. Okay. I welcome any further information, if any, which you may wish to provide as to the grounds for possible suspension. Whether I will impose such a suspension as a further step in the process of progressive discipline designed to clearly apprise you of corrective action needed as to your performance if you are to remain as an employee of the district, and if so, the actual duration of such a suspension will depend on all information available, blah, 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 blah. So basically, she's saying here, we're suspending you for 5 days without pay, and we're going to fire you if you keep this shit up. That's what this is saying. No more. No. And what did I do wrong? Well, so I used to have a Facebook name called Stanley Foolchild, and I would publish stuff from Aidan from 𝗺𝗧𝗏.com on there. Because the account could be clicked on by anyone, they argued that any student could read what I was posting, even though I had like appropriate privacy settings. All right. So this Aidan from 𝗺𝗧𝗏.com blog gets me in trouble because I'm using my real name out there. And I start getting complaints. And the first complaint I got was in May of 2023. So I published a blog about the Boston Marathon terrorist bombing. So when they killed speed bump there, Tamberlin, whatever you call his name, trampoline, they had to bury him somewhere. And so there's this guy in Worcester who used to bury paupers, like the poor. And because like, whatever, you got to fucking bury him somewhere. Right. And so then all these yahoos came out and they were like protesting. Okay. And my take on it in Aidan from 𝗺𝗧𝗏.com was, who cares? He's just going to get eaten by worms like all dead bodies do. Like, I don't give a fuck. He's buried. Like, he's too good to be buried in Worcester. Where the fuck else you want to be buried? Spencer? Like, I mean, how many? He's got to be buried somewhere. So what does it fucking matter where this guy's buried? Like, what is wrong with these idiots? And so they interviewed a woman by the name of Jennifer Marchand. Okay. And she goes, I don't feel bad for nobody else because they deserve nothing more than to be fed to the sharks. What? And like, look at these guys. Like, don't bury him in Worcester. Okay. So then I do what I normally do. I'm like, who is this ratchet asshole talking? Like, why is she in there talking about this shit? So I Google her and I look up her background, and she's got all sorts of Google trophies for drugs, larceny, prostitution, etc. She didn't like that I wrote about her, so she contacted me and demanded that I take the blog down. I refused. So she contacted the school and complained that a teacher was being mean to her. There she is. Okay. And according to Mary Perangeli, the principal, this was unbecoming of a teacher because she was extremely upset and she begged for their assistance. Now, the thing about it is you have First Amendment rights, right? In this country, you have a right to say whatever you want. But you don't have a right to your job. That's the one thing. A lot of people don't understand that. It's like if you have like an important job, you can't just be going online and acting crazy all the time and saying crazy shit, because that reflects on your employer, and who probably has like a social media policy. But I didn't think anything was wrong with that. I'm like, she was a hooker. These are just facts. Who cares? And so I got called down to the principal's office about this article. So it says, I've confirmed that you are the author of Aidan from 𝗺𝗧𝗏.com. In May of 2013, a woman named Jennifer Marchand telephoned the school several times complaining that she was being ridiculed on your website. She asked you several times to remove all references to her, but you refused. She became upset and begged for our assistance. Okay. You also agreed to remove an item which you had authored, which suggested to seniors that high school graduation ceremonies are a waste of time, that they shouldn't attend, and that they should just have a big party instead. This is true. The items were removed. You said that you would be more careful in the future. As a result, progressive discipline was limited to a verbal reprimand, since I believe that you would refrain from any further misuse of social media in our policy. So I had written this article about how I thought high school graduations were stupid. I still think they are. I go, if I could do it again, I wouldn't even go to my high school graduation, because it's really just a celebration of mediocrity. That's all high school graduations are, right? Because like, if you can't graduate from high school, you're retarded. Like I didn't say that, but like if you can't graduate from high school, If like high school was too hard for you, you're retarded. Like all you got to do is get a 60 average. You just got to pass in a couple late homeworks, get a couple D minuses here and there. You don't have to study. You don't have to do anything to graduate from high school. Like it's the easiest shit in the world. So I'm like, I just thought, so I just said what this is me. I've always been this person. I have thoughts and I publish them. I'm like, here's my thoughts. This is a little controversial, but I think high school graduations are stupid and a waste of time. And I still think that. I'm like, I wouldn't even go to my high school graduation because like, what are you even celebrating? You're literally celebrating that like everybody here did the most basic shit fucking possible. Like not, congratulations on not dropping out of fucking school. Congratulations. So I got in trouble for that because you're not allowed to say that because that would like, you know, convince kids that like they don't have to go to the grad. I don't even know what their point. I couldn't say it. So I got in trouble. So, so this was like, they said this was against, they go, you were supposed to abide by the social media policy. So I was also represent, blah, blah, blah. And what I got in trouble for was that article about the graduation, students might read it and not go to the graduation. That was like the thing the school had. So we had to take all these professional development courses as teachers with like anti-bullying curriculum shit. And the principals said that my opinions in the blogs ran contrary to the school's anti-bullying training. So like my blogs were bullying. Okay, so what was the blog? I go, one of the quotes that she took an issue with was I had a quote that said, I make fun of people who deserve to be made fun of. That was something I wrote. Because according to the school, no one can ever be made fun of because it's bullying if you make fun of someone. Now, I made this statement while explaining why I was making fun of the other Boston Marathon terrorist who ran over his speed bump brother. So I made fun of 𝗵𝗵𝗲𝗄𝗃. So I made fun of a terrorist. And they're like, you can't make fun of terrorists, I guess, because it's bullying. Like I was bullying. They said I was bullying the Boston Marathon bomber. I'm like, okay. So I guess, you know. Then there was these two guys. So this is 𝗫𝗏𝗄𝗃 Incognito and Jonathan Martin of the Miami Dolphins. And in 2013, Jonathan Martin like left football because he said that 𝗫𝗏𝗃 Incognito was bullying him, his teammate. And I thought that was retarded because Jonathan Martin is 6'5", 320 pounds. And I go, we pay good money to watch these gladiators beat the bag out of each other. And by doing so, we are glorifying violence. Jonathan Martin signed up to do this job. And I thought the idea that Jonathan Martin considered himself a victim of bullying was the most retarded thing in the world. Like, bro, you are paid. This is when I used to write about sports. You are literally paid to beat the fuck out of people. And you're talking about your ass being bullied. So I wrote about that. I wrote about it because that's what I do. I share my thoughts on things. And, you know, I said that I thought the coddling was emblematic of a much larger problem where kids are taught to see themselves as victims instead of standing up to bullies like 𝗫𝗏𝗃 Incognito. Because, like, you know, call me crazy, but back in the day when I was in school, it's like you got to stand up to the bully. You know, that's what we were taught. You don't just cry victim and get rewarded for that. No, you stand up to the fucking bully, you know, stand up for yourself. So that was my take. I was a little old school and that was not acceptable because they said that this violated the school's anti-bullying policy. The answer is that Jonathan Martin is part of the new generation of kids who we are teaching to feel bad for themselves. We tell them not to be bullied and to tell an adult instead of teaching them how to handle their shit. That was my quote. A teacher should not state openly on a public site accessible to students that someone deserves to be made fun of. The above statements in a public forum on a site in which students can see clearly and foreseeably threatens to disrupt the workplace and the school. If you were such a student and had read the above comments on your blog, would you have confidence in going to that teacher? That's what they said. Now, basically they're saying that, like, if you were a kid that was bullied in the school, would you feel comfortable going to Mr. Kearney's room and like telling him about it? Because, no, Mr. Kearney's insensitive to bullying because Jonathan Martin is a little bitch crying about 𝗵𝗵𝗲𝗄𝗃 incognito. Oh, boo fucking oh. Yeah. Another blog I got in trouble for, right, was there was a Holy Cross basketball coach by the name of Bill Gibbons, who was kind of a legend. And there was a player named Ashley Cooper who accused the coach of being mean to her. And Bill Gibbons was like legendary, won the Patriot League like every year. And he was like a hard ass. But Ashley Cooper claimed that she was being bullied by him. But she wasn't very good. And so I pointed out that her ass sucked and she rode the bench and she should shut up. And for pointing this out, I was accused of mounting a public attack on a Division I college basketball player who had sought social media attention for what should have been a private matter. So I got in trouble for that one too. Then there was this article. Now, this is one that has made the rounds with some of the antis lately in the last week. Okay. So one day I am driving to a cross-country meet. We got out of school early. We went to the Southern Worcester County League Championship. It was a neighboring town of Webster Lake. And we won. We always won the Swiggle. We were really good. But on my way there, I was driving. I didn't take the bus that day. The girls' coach was on the bus, so I just drove. And I'm driving, and I come across this it's like noon. This is the sight I see. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? This is like a quarter mile from the high school and half a mile from an elementary school. I see this. Like, bro, what is happening here? This guy in pajamas is rolling around on the ground. His car is just running. The door is open. He has rolled out of the car. I'm like, what is going on here? So I see some jamoke, rolling around on the ground. And I'm like, what is the deal with this guy? At first, I thought he like crashed. I'm like, is he okay? But there was nothing wrong with the vehicle, which was still running, and the door is open. I asked him if he's okay. Okay. And he made no sense at all. And so I end up writing about this. And so I wrote in my article, I go, at first I thought he had like Down syndrome. That's what I thought, because he wasn't making sense. And he sounded like he had Down syndrome. And that wasn't like against Down syndrome. That was just an observation. But that didn't make any sense to me because he wouldn't be driving. So then I got a little closer and I could smell the booze on him. So I did the responsible thing, took pictures of it, called the Dudley police, and waited for them to get there before I left. When I got home later that night, I wrote about it. I thought that I'd done the right thing by making sure that this person was okay and alerting the cops to a drunk driver because, it's also in a fucking school zone. You know what I mean? This guy's dangerous. He's not retarded. He's just drunk in the middle of the day. So I did the responsible thing and I called him up. I called the police up. But apparently this article had violated the school's anti-bullying curriculum by mentioning Down syndrome and, quote, posting pictures of a person in our school community on a public website who could be the parent, sibling, uncle, or friend of a student or staff member. Also, it was my intent to ridicule another human being. This is what they said. The article was titled, "Did I find the world's drunkest driver at noon today in Dudley? You state the man sounded as if he had Down syndrome, but people with Down syndrome don't drive." So like, because this guy, keep in mind, this guy could have killed children. Fuck this guy. Fuck this guy. He's pissed drunk at noon, so drunk that I came across, I'm like the first guy on the scene to find him here. I should have kicked the shit out of him. Like, fuck you. You could have fucking killed someone, bro. You're this drunk driving around 2 schools, 3 schools. Dudley Middle School's right there too. Mason Road Elementary's down the street. Shepherd Hill's right there. And you could seriously hurt someone. So I did the right thing. But because I said that, I was bullying this guy. As this guy's the fucking victim somehow. This drunk driver's the victim. I bullied him. So it goes, I am highly concerned and disappointed that you are posting pictures of a person in our school community on a public website who could be the parent, sibling, uncle, or friend, or a staff member. Oh, no. You were ridiculing him. As I should. As I should. Then, additionally, an unnamed teacher or parent had contacted the school to complain that I was proudly sexist, homophobic, and transphobic. That's what it said. The examples that I gave were that I wrote blogs that were opposed to feminist parents giving their children hyphenated last names. Oh, yeah. So I did, and I didn't think boys should play field hockey. So I wrote an article about how like boys shouldn't play field hockey because it's not fair. Because there's this team in the town of Somerset Berkeley Regional High School. They win the state championship like every year in field hockey because they have boys. They play with boys. It's fucking bullshit. Not transgender either, just boys. Like boys can play field hockey. Like if St. John's Prep or Xaverian wanted to put together a field hockey team, they could, and they would win everything. Right. And so I'm like, that's bullshit. I wrote an article about that. That's bullshit. I wrote another article against hyphenated last names. I am anti-hyphenated last name. I don't like it. Pick a last name, and stick with it. If you're going to keep your maiden name, keep your maiden name. Fine. Don't do the hyphenated shit. What if somebody with a hyphenated name marries someone else with a hyphenated name? They're going to have 4 last names? Seriously? In what order do they go into? And everyone with hyphenated last names agrees with me. I've never met somebody with a hyphenated last name that enjoys doing that. Everybody hates it. Ban hyphenated last names. Again, this is comedy. This is like what I've always done, is shared my opinions on the fucking internet. And I got in trouble for that because it was arguably defamatory. Okay. Oh no, that anyway, this is my quote. I have no issue with the woman who wants to keep her maiden name. Just don't do the hyphenated bullshit. And don't even think about trying to pass your maiden name onto the kids. I'll hit on how ridiculous the latter is a little later. Nobody wants to be a kid with a hyphenated last name, though. Do you realize how bad you're fucking your kid you're fucking your kid over in the name of your bullshit feminism? Every time someone, it's true. Have you ever thought about what it's like to be filling the bubbles for that kid? The MCAS, every fucking time he has to go fill the bubbles in. He takes like an hour. Like, have you thought about that? The damage you're doing to him? Have you thought about the number 2 pencil and how many times he's going to have to sharpen it because you want to do the hyphenated last name? Seriously, bro. And then I go, this just proves once again that nutjob feminists are 100% selfish and wastes of space. The entire rationale of everything they believe in is self-centered around doing exactly what they want. Newsflash, lady, your husband is gay. And then I said, boys are bigger, faster, and stronger than girls. Teams with boys have an unfair advantage. That got me in trouble. Okay. They said that undermined my ability to remain objective. She also accused me of only saying these things for clicks and believed that the topics like boys playing in girl sports are not public policy matters. Okay. I also got in trouble in 2011 for a Facebook post about Julian Edelman after he was falsely accused of sexual assault at a nightclub. I found the woman's, you guys remember that when Julian Edelman was like accused of playing grab ass at a club or something like that? It made the news for like a day and then it turned out to be nothing. And so what did I say about that? Well, I ended up being proven right by a surveillance video, but Mary Perangeli called me down and said that I was, quote, implying that the girl was asking for it because of her attire. I never said that. I said that he was an NFL player and hot women throw themselves at NFL players. That's all. And I was proven right. Then there was the meme incident. Do you guys remember 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃? Remember 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 2012? Remember 𝗃𝗃𝗃 2012? Remember we were all going to find that, I forget, was it Uganda? I don't even remember what country it was. There was like some guy in Africa that was like a warlord or something. And like the whole internet for like 2 days there was like, oh, bro, 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃, you're going down. And we're like, yeah, you guys remember 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 2012? That was like a crazy phenomenon. So I shared this meme on my Facebook page, this hilarious meme. I think I shared this. Oh. So, no, I didn't even share it. I got tagged in it. So somebody posted this meme and I got tagged in it. It said, ball so hard, 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 trying to find me. N-words in Uganda. Triggers in Uganda. So I got tagged in that. I didn't even post it. I got tagged in it. But also it's hilarious. And I think I commented underneath it. I'm like, oh my God, fucking dead. I said something like that. Like, oh my God, bro. Like that is fucking hilarious. You know? And so it's a play on the Jay-Z song, you know? I didn't post it, but I was tagged in it and I wrote LOL awesome underneath it. But because Mary Perangeli had a stick up her ass, I got written up for expressing approval of a racist meme. You contended that you had not posted the photograph, though you appeared to have expressed approval of same by having responded, haha, awesome, and agreed that you could have removed it by untagging yourself from your Facebook wall. Okay. So that, I got in trouble for that. Okay. And I had a lawyer from the MTA who represented me and we're like, you know, it was like, we could probably fight this and you might win, but might not. We could talk him down to three. Remember, I was getting a 5 days unpaid suspension. So I took 3 instead. I took the deal, you know, and I do regret doing that. I look back and then I'm like, I wish I fought, you know, but we had like a track meet coming up. I couldn't afford to do 5 days. So anyway, so the only thing I knew how to do back then was be a high school history teacher. I never thought about doing anything else. I'm like, well, I never imagined that I would like take blogging, if you will, and turning it into a career. I never thought that you can't do that. Like, what am I going to do? Be Dave Portnoy? I'm just going to start a blog and how am I going to do this? I'm like, I was making no money. I had no grift. I had no grifting skills back then. There was no like super chats or anything like that. So I'm like, what am I going to do? So I'm like, well, I just removed Aidan from Worcester.com and I'm going to keep it on the straight and narrow and no longer say, you know, what I wanted to say. Yeah, that lasted about a week. And I can't keep my opinions to myself. So I started an anonymous website and I'm like, well, what am I going to call it? Well, there's a statue in downtown Worcester. You guys might, I don't think I need to explain what the Turtleboy statue is, right? Do I? Hold on. Yeah, I assume everybody has seen this. All right. So I'm from Worcester. I'm a Worcester boy. And in behind City Hall in Worcester, there is a statue that looks like this. Okay. And this is called the Turtleboy statue. And it is a boy releasing a turtle into the wild. But as you can see, it appears as if he's fucking it. And the Turtleboy statue is like, it's like one of the funniest things ever. Like the fact that we have this in Worcester, it's like one of the first things everybody visits the Turtleboy statue. And so I'm like, okay, I wanted to start an anonymous website, a blog, if you will, but I'm like, what do I name it? And then somebody by the name of Brian Tagney, right? A former kid that I used to coach in track was like, call it Turtleboy. Call it Turtleboy Sports. And I'm like, yes, that's what we're going to call it. So we called it turtleboysports.com, and it was anonymous. And I started writing on there, and I was anonymous for 9 months before the Buffalo incident happened. And we can get into that in a minute. And I love teaching. So 9 months after I started Turtleboy, I got doxxed. So I was anonymous for 9 months there. And we're going to get into how I got doxxed in a minute. But I was like, you know what? I was at a crossroads. And I decided that I was going to leave my career as an educator to give this a shot, to become Turtleboy. And I realized from my experiences on Aidan from Worcester that I wasn't meant to be a teacher. I was meant to be Turtleboy. Okay, and I don't know why I put a picture of me in the Asian club. This is my high school yearbook. That's me. Yeah, Asian club. I got in every picture in my high school yearbook. That was the hardest one to get into because I am not Asian, as you might have noticed. I am white. And yeah, so let's go back to Krusty's video, shall we? And explain, let's see what her version of this is.
Bomber being buried in Worcester. She complained to the school, a meeting was called, and Kearney agreed to take the post down. The complaint prompted administrators to review his blog more closely, where they found a catalog of objectionable posts, including a post where he expressed his opinion that a woman's outfit invited sexual assault. Another arguing that some people deserve to be bullied. A reply indicating his enthusiastic approval of a racist meme.
So, I mean, just look at him. I approved of a racist meme. Bro, that meme was hilarious, and I was like, awesome. And it's also not racist. It's fucking funny. And, you know, that they approved of sexual assault. No, he didn't sexually assault anyone, so I didn't approve of anything. What's this?
A post where he recounted pulling his car over while on the way to a track meet on school time to photograph a drunk man lying on the side of the road before leaving without rendering aid or alerting authorities so that he...
That's completely incorrect. It says right in the article that I called Dudley police. I alerted rendering aid. What aid did he need? He was drunk.
Could later ridicule the man and compare him to a child with Down syndrome. This resulted in a 5-day unpaid suspension, later reduced to 3. This moment, for most people, would be a turning point. A choice between continuing to toxically shitpost online or continuing a career in teaching. Aidan, however, chose to instead just try to live one of many of his double lives, with disastrous consequences.
Disastrous? I think it's worked out pretty well. Yeah, Krust.
After his 3-day unpaid suspension, Aidan managed to rein in the behavior that nearly detonated
his
career for about a week. Then he popped back up online,
what's
this
that?
time hiding behind what he thought was behavior that nearly detonated his career for about a week.
Why would she post this? I don't even know where this picture's from. Where's she even finding this shit? Oh, and this was from my zip trip. We went to every town. This is in Orleans, Mass, I think. We went
the behavior that nearly detonated his career for about a week.
In one summer, me and her, the ex, we went to all 351 towns and cities in Massachusetts because we were bored. And so that's we had no kids yet. So we just went to every town, and that was cool. That was a cool experience that she got there.
Then he popped back up online, this time hiding behind what he thought was an untraceable pseudonym, Turtleboy, a reference to a Worcester statue that looks like a boy having sex with a turtle. Under that name, he launched a new website, turtleboysports.com, turning out sports-themed blog posts that went largely unnoticed and gained no meaningful traction.
That gained largely unnoticed and gained no meaningful traction. Initially, yes. I'm writing about Black Friday.
Rather than let the year's string of failures slow him down, Aidan retreated to the only tactic that had ever gotten him attention, violating his own school's anti-bullying policy daily on his blog.
What?
This time, he felt emboldened and protected by what he believed was Turtleboy's anonymity. But in 2014, his obsession with pro sports and his habit of harassing strangers for blog content finally collided and exposed just how not anonymous he really was. At a Bills versus Patriots game in October 2000.
Oh, so we're going to get to this in a moment, the Bills versus Patriots. Well, let's just let this play out. We'll hear her version of the story.
2014, a teenage girl was allegedly harassed by Aidan Kearney.
Nope.
At a Buffalo Bills game, I was making jerk-off motions in front of 60,000 people. And, you know, that was the sexual harassment he's talking about, that I was doing.
Like, I'm being sarcastic here. I'm like, yeah, I jerked off in front of 60,000 people. Like, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Jerk-off motions.
What began as seemingly harmless drunken antics quickly escalated into sexualized gestures, taunts, and repeated photos and videos taken of her without her consent.
Okay, so let's go back to the next article here about what happened in Buffalo in turtleboysports.com. So now we're onto my anonymous website. turtleboysports.com. So this is an article I published in 2019. It says 5 years ago today, I left my teaching career at Shepherd Hill for good and began my life as Turtle Boy. So what happened? Okay. So I was in my 9th year of teaching history, and I was in a love-hate relationship with my job. I loved teaching. I loved helping kids learn, but I hated several aspects of the job that had nothing to do with teaching. And honestly, one of the things that pissed me off the most was the new fingerprinting policy that we had to pay for it. We had to like pay to be fingerprinted to prove that we were not sex offenders, like interstate sex. It was like the most insane thing ever. I'm like, what? Why did the union agree to this? Like, what? Okay. But I'm like, that was like, okay, I've had enough of this bullshit. Because I'm like, bitch, why are you guys assuming, like, why would I? It'd be one thing if it was free, but like, I don't want to pay for that. Why should I pay for that? So I was anonymous, and every year I went with a group of friends to Buffalo to see the Patriots beat the Bills. Every single year we would go there. And that was back when we had Tom Brady. Tom Brady went 33-3 against the Buffalo Bills in his career. 33-3. And I was at 2 of those losses. All right. But it was just great. We would go up there, and Buffalo fans are like crazy. They're Bills Mafia. Everybody knows about Bills Mafia. They're the craziest fans in the NFL. They're wild. Their team sucks. They used to suck before they got Josh Allen, and they never made the playoffs. But like their fans fucking loved them anyway, and they wore the pajama pants, and they had a great time, and their fans were just wild and just politically incorrect. And so I decided that I was going to go, and, you know, I got this new anonymous blog, Turtle Boy. Well, I'm going to go up there and I'm going to film my experience there and write about it. And so that article got a lot of attention, but it didn't get attention in Massachusetts. Okay. It got attention in Buffalo. So I knew from previous trips that their behavior would be great content. So I documented much of the trip, from the tailgating to nearly getting tipped over in a porta potty. I went in a porta potty and the Buffalo fans came over and they tried to tip me over in it because they're fucking wild. To being called the F word, fag. They would call me fag, while having batteries thrown at us every time we stood up and cheered. Like, they're just savages in Buffalo. I mean, you would be a savage too if every week, every time you played the Patriots, and think about it. I'm a Patriots fan, so I'm a little biased, but like, I would definitely hate the Patriots if I wasn't a Patriots fan, especially if I was a Buffalo fan, because Tom Brady is like metrosexual. And like, that's embarrassing to lose to a metrosexual quarterback every fucking year. Like a guy that like does Ugg boots modeling and shit like that. Like, and so they would always be like, Brady's a lady, Brady sits down to pee, Brady's a faggot, like all this stuff. But I loved it. I loved it. I fed off of that stuff. I'm like, yeah, you guys like that, huh? Oh yeah, Tom Brady in your face, motherfuckers. I mean, we had the ultimate trump card, so we would taunt them. It's all in good fun. Okay. It's all in good sport ball. Right. So I actually enjoyed being treated like this at games, you know, because you should be making opponent, you know, fans like me uncomfortable, you know? So I didn't write the blog about Buffalo fans because I thought I was above them. I wrote the blog because I was entertained by them. I'm like, good for them. They're crazy. So we were obnoxious fans, particularly me. You know, we're drunk and I'm loud. I love the Patriots. You guys have seen me on these streams. And I don't mind when people call me mean words. Every time Buffalo did something good, they would shove it in my face, right? As they should. But every time we did something good, we would return the favor. And, you know, they would throw stuff at me. Like, and I would turn around, like, see what he's doing there? Like, people would throw shit at me. Oh, fuck you. Patriots suck, blah, blah. And I'd be like, I did this thing. Fuck off. You know? Fuck off. That's like, oh yeah, fuck off, buddy. You know what I mean? That thing. There it goes. Fuck off. And so at no point during the game did anything cross the line that could be considered sexual. Nor did I do anything that necessitated a visit from Bill's security. Here's a 10-second clip of me getting yelled at by Buffalo fans.
How many homos are there in Massachusetts? You can't all be homos. You can't all be
all of us. How many homos? What did he say?
How many homos are there in Massachusetts? You can't all be homos. You can't all be homos.
You can't all be home. Look how angry these broads are. These are Buffalo broads right there. Look at them. Those are some Buffalo broads. And so, how many homos are there in Massachusetts? You can't all be homos. Oh, I beg to differ. We can definitely all be homos. They would just call us homos, blah, blah, blah. So, I wrote about them because this shit was funny. And it spread like wildfire in the Buffalo area. And, you know, it was satirical. It was all in good fun. And it was written by a fan of the team that came there every year and beat them. So Buffalo fans took issue with this. And they were like, they didn't get it, you know? It was just satire, bro. And so, like, this is some of the online commentary that I got from Bills fans. They were like, Turtleboy Sports, fucking faggot, Tom Brady, dick sucking queer, fag. Turtleboy Sports, I just got to say, your goatee looks fucking hideous. I don't have one. No wonder you have to wrestle with men to get your dick touched. Okay. I wish they would have tipped that shitter over with you in it. But then again, it would be a waste of shit. Bills Mafia. Turtleboy Sports, an asshole for writing an article disgrace the Buffalo Bills. The only reasons the Pats won is the refs. Yeah. Fuck you, dick. Everyone in Buffalo wanted to know who Turtleboy was. And I got invited on a sports talk radio station, which I declined because I was anonymous. So I'm like, I'd love to go on your program, Buffalo people, but I'm anonymous, so I can't do it. And so this is the email that they sent me, the Shred and Reagan show. This is Jim from the Shred and Reagan show in Buffalo. I'm not sure who this is going to directly, but we thought the blog post about coming to this weekend's past Bills Patriots game was great. They liked it. And we wanted to see if you had time to join us maybe tomorrow or Friday and come into the game. Thanks. Okay. But so I declined. I didn't go on, but someone else called into the show pretending to be me. And in this video, people who were at the game claimed I was asking for it and paid more attention to Bills fans than the game.
And the other thing is, you go to football games, you go to a Bills game, you know, Bills games are loud and, you know, people are having a good time. But you go to another stadium, for example, go to Philadelphia, go to a Patriots game. They're lunatics just as much as we are, I'm assuming. It's except
not as much.
We're,
Really, maybe.
We feel like we're part of the clan, the community, so it doesn't feel all that bad.
Yeah, it's always odd when you go to another stadium wearing the opposing team's gear.
Yeah.
If you go to a Bills game on the road, you're going to catch grief.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, it's nuts.
Doesn't mean you're going to get in a fight.
Yeah. Well, but you don't know. But so these couple of douchebags from New England decided they were going to come here for the Patriots and they were going to watch the game. But then it seemed like throughout the afternoon they poked the stick at the bear, making noise, doing suck it moves, that sort of thing. And then they would, I guess, rile up the hometown crowd and then turn their phones on and be absolutely shocked that Bills fans reacted with slurs and cursing and flipping them off.
It's true. That's basically what I did. You know, we went up there, we talked that shit, we won the game, and then I would film them being like, "You guys are fucking homos," and it was funny. It's like Bills fans. It was funny. It's funny. Have a laugh.
Bills fans, you suck. Oh yeah, and then they turn on their phone, and then you hear, "Hey, screw you, Pats fans!"
And they're like, classless.
And they're like, "We can't believe this. This has just got to stop."
They're those vile creatures at any NFL stadium.
So they posted a bunch of that. So we wanted to bring the guy on to find out what the hell happened, how bad it was. Well, first he's like, "Oh, I can't come on. I can't do it. Oh, I got stuff. My mom won't let me on. Whatever the hell." So he wouldn't come on the air. He tries to be, although we have his name, he tries to hide behind Turtleboy.
Which is appropriate.
Yeah, it's a terrible name. Yeah,
so he hides in a shell.
I don't know. So then he wouldn't come on, but then he posts, does the passive aggressive thing. He posts Jacka's email on his blog, and so he got a phone call from one. We think this is the guy who actually does the blog.
Hey man, you're out of your league dealing with the Turtleboy. One of you little boys up in Buffalo, just kind of hang tight up there. You'll get another one.
So this is the fake Turtleboy. Somebody called in pretending to be me.
Whooping coming when you boys come down to New England. We ain't got time for your crap up there. And we just come up and visit and insult you people, and then we move on.
This guy
that as most directions.
Well, he also sounds like he's trying to put on the voice. He's like trying to extra heavy the accent a little bit.
It sounds like he's in The Departed.
Talks like this, but you boys, let me tell you something. Whatever the hell.
It sounds like he's in The Departed or whatever.
He's
like
really trying hard to do the accent. Anyway, I don't know.
Basically admitted that what you just said.
Yeah.
We come up there and insult you.
Yeah, that's kind of what they were doing. So, I don't know if you had a chance to see it yet.
That was
I don't know
not
if
me.
In general, you were at the game.
That was not me.
But were Pats fans really being mistreated so horribly? I mean, did you see it? And in general, have you ever gone to another stadium where, you saw people drinking and acting the fool? Shock of shock. 644-9334-6449. I don't think it's something, because, you post something like that, and what are you trying to do? You're trying to prompt some sort of soul searching in the community. Like, we're supposed to look at each other in the mirror and go, oof, we are horrible fans. We are vile.
It just so happened to have been in the same week a Philadelphia Eagles fan stole a prosthetic leg.
Right.
So we're not looking too shabby. That's all I'm saying.
First of all, you want vile, go to a Philadelphia game. I've been to several, and I can tell you there is nothing worse than wearing the opposing team's jersey at a vile section of this country than Boston and New England fans.
Yeah, I love
it. Was said about a black player on one of your teams, and everybody went a lot to clean
up. It's like when you bury a canister.
In Turtleboy's video.
Okay, hold on.
Fans, minions, we don't know or care about.
Good luck with that.
Who's our line one to
This
start?
is Sister X.
Sister X. Try to make What's going on, Sister X?
Hi.
So this is a sister. This woman claims that her sister was at the game.
So my sister and friend are those fans in Turtleboy's video.
Oh.
Bills fans?
Yeah, so I have season tickets with the gentleman in the video. I got to sit in the Jim Kelly Club. I gave my sister my ticket. She said that guy was absolutely terrible the entire game.
He was asking for it.
He instigated the entire section. He paid more attention to the Bills fans than to the entire game. And, I guess he was making some lewd gestures, lewd comments, to the point where everyone got fed up and they went to get security and they didn't do anything.
Right. He came in. This is.
Yeah, they tried snitching on me, the security, and the security came up and like, bro, we're just fucking jawing at her. It's sport ball, bro. Chill out. It's just sport ball.
We're supposed to read this and feel horrible about ourselves as fans. What really happened was he was a jackass through the entire afternoon and evening, and then posted videos, shock of shock, that people were telling him to shut up. I guess he was doing some sort of suck it type thing.
No, he was humping stuff.
Oh, he was humping stuff.
Humping stuff.
Right, and so then they ran to get him kicked out, and he was also shocked at that too. Like, I can't believe it. It's just a joke. I should be allowed to hump stuff in front of children, I guess, in the stadium. Idiot. So that backs up what we were thinking. He was asking for it the whole game.
Oh, he definitely was. My sister and friend came out of the game all fired up, like, you were lucky you weren't sitting in the seat. You would have lost it on this guy because he was just rude the entire game.
Right, like a passive-aggressive little jackass, he would have videotaped the whole thing and probably ran to the cops. Look, they attacked me. Oh, I was punched by.
It sounds like he went into this game with a plan that he was going to do this
was
story,
the whole
and
thing.
he was looking for material to back it up.
Right.
And I guess other Patriots fans came up to my friends at the end of the game and apologized for this guy's behavior.
Really?
So it's not even other Pats fans weren't on his side.
Wow, nice, interesting. Thanks for that. Great call.
Yeah,
there you
no
go.
problem.
Look at that turtle boy, turtle bag, whatever you are. Even your fellow Pats fans that would apologize for you.
My favorite part is at the end of the blog. He posts 2 videos of me and the boys roughhousing. They're like, did you see that part?
Yes.
They're
Was he helping them?
They should have been
pretty much.
up.
They were in the hotel room shirtless, just rolling around together. They're like, yeah, that's what we do after a game.
Yeah.
Okay.
The boys get together and fake hump on each other.
Yeah.
How you doing, guys?
All right, what's up?
As a fan of another AFC East team, I've worn my jersey to the Bills team, and I've never had a problem with the Bills fans.
Is this Dolphin fan?
Which one?
I'm a Jets fan.
Oh.
How?
Bing, and you're treated
And
accordingly.
you're getting your sister anyway.
So anyway, that's that. So the guy, this guy with the shared Facebook page didn't like me. This is a message I got in my inbox. Amanda and Eric, whenever you see a shared Facebook account, the first question you should ask is, who cheated? Which one of you guys cheated? Why do you have a shared Facebook account? Pussy, way to hide behind social media. You're lucky you didn't get your face beat in. Thanks for the heads up that the Pats have been beating the Bills. Okay. We didn't realize, and you spent money just to come to Buffalo and buy tickets to poke the bear. Okay. Fucking homo. Okay. Hope something tragic happens to you. Fuck yourself and die. Okay. Anyway, then this guy came along. This guy's name is James Krieger. All right. And James Krieger ran a website called buffalobruises.com. And I say it in the past tense because the website, including the blogs that were written about me, were taken down per an order of a judge in 2017 when Krieger was sued by a charity that he libeled and ordered to pay $38,000 in damages. So this guy had a history of just making shit up all the time and just not get, I know that's hard to believe looking at him, but he just made shit up and, didn't give a shit if it was true, anything like that, and didn't care and whatever. So he's got this blog where he publishes shit like that. And, he was pretty openly racist and he was a raging alcoholic, had no journalistic standards, obviously, and he liked to smear innocent people. but he fucked with the wrong charity. And when I tried to take legal action against him, I hired an attorney from Buffalo by the name of Patrick Noe, N-O-E, and I was going to sue him for libel. So he wrote an article about me, and we're going to get to the article. But the attorney ended up withdrawing because Krieger wrote about him. And the attorney was a pussy, so he backed out. So Krieger was not at the game, but he published a story a week later after I published mine. And he doxed me. And he goes, I'm going to do my best to make this as short as possible, but there is an awful lot I feel should be covered first and foremost. Though I feel I should address the amount of time this asshole claims he was called a faggot. This motherfucker acted like a complete faggot and then acted as if he was appalled at our bigoted behavior, when in all actuality, he got exactly what he deserved. The term faggot is not what you uptight, oversensitive assholes make it out to be. It's really not that easy to explain shortly, but I think it's best described by this Louis C.K. clip. Okay. I found out through the comments that people who encountered this guy all said he was the most obnoxious and disrespectful fan they've ever seen. I lost my shit. When I found out, I pretty much called him every dirty name in the book, including the one name he made it very apparent he took a lot of offense to, faggot. And honestly, I don't give a fuck if anyone has a problem with what I did or not. From what I gathered, he was the biggest piece of shit on this planet. He really deserved to be called much worse. So this is the article that was written about me by James Krieger. Okay. Now, but he didn't know who I was yet. So he writes this article about how this Turtleboy is a real problem. Okay. He's a faggot. Now, he also added, he wasn't at the game, but he adds these details to the article about how I am humping or sexually harassing a female fan behind me. And every time they tell the story, you know, the girl in that story gets younger. There was a woman behind me who was like giving me the business. She's giving all of us the business. She's a Bills fan, as she should. And when we scored, we gave her the business because that's how things work at a sport ball game. All right. So if, you know, but this guy writes this article about how like he was humping her and sexually harassing her and shit like that. Fucking absurd. If I had done what they claimed I was doing, I would have been kicked out of the stadium. Right? Or someone would have filmed it. I mean, it would have been fucking crazy. But, you know, people don't care. Krieger published his article doxing me on a Saturday night while I was coaching at a cross-country meet in Falmouth. I remember it well because Notre Dame was playing Jameis Winston's Florida State, and I was looking forward to streaming it on the bus ride home. Instead, I found his blog with me and my wife's picture as the cover photo. I saw how many people were sharing it, and I freaked out. I not only deactivated all social media accounts, I took down the blog itself and made an announcement that I was doing it for my family's safety. So this like went, you know, oh, this Brett Killoran says, these Buffalo losers will take this as a win, but friends and family top amusing blogs any day. Take care, son. See you soon. I'll keep the turtle warm for you, sir. So anyway, I'm like, I've been doxxed for the first time. This is like actual doxxed. So I'm like anonymous before, but now they know who I am. And James Krieger publishes where I live and more importantly, where I work. All right. And that leads to people. This ends up happening. So the rest of the weekend I spent with butterflies in my stomach. I was already on thin ice because of the Aidan from Worcester.com blog that I got suspended for a year prior. And I was told that if I continued to write controversial blogs, I could be terminated. I knew that the school would quickly figure out that the sexual harassment allegations were fabricated, but if they could figure out that I was Turtleboy, they could fire me for that. So I was not in any sort of danger of being in trouble for like the ridiculous allegations published in James Krieger's blog, BuffaloBruises.com, but I could get in trouble just for being Turtleboy because I was already on thin ice because from the Aidan from Worcester.com shit. I was playing with fire. And on Monday, I go to school and I'm like all nervous, just waiting to get called down to the principal's office. And nothing happened. But while I'm in school, Krieger's minions were like posting all of the emails for every teacher in the school and urging people to email the principal and all these other people. So I'm getting CC'd on these emails to the entire faculty. Kiss your career goodbye, Turtleboy. Was it worth it? 30,000 people now believe you're scum of the earth. Keyboard courage is strong. Real life courage, not so much. Good luck with this. Catch the buzz. Pass it on. Some Calgary, somebody named Buzz Bishop. Apparently some Calgary person. I don't know. Somebody writes it to the principal. Mrs. 𝗵𝗵𝗃𝗃, I would like to draw your attention to this internet post concerning one of your educators. Okay. Coming from educators, a family of educators, these actions are quite certainly not acceptable. Hey, Aidan, so brave and obnoxious once your cover is blown. I'll stop by sometime. And then they post my address. Okay. Oh, by the way, I'm going to email the school's principal and superintendent about what I saw from you a few Sundays ago. Glad I got a picture of it. Things aren't so funny when the rabbit's got the gun, are they now? And they would post my address where I lived at the time in Worcester. Hope you lose your job, asshole. Okay, there we are. I posted a picture. We posted this picture of us fucking playing beer. We got wasted afterwards and we played beer pong in our hotel room, shirtless, of course. And it's funny. 2 of the guys in this fucking picture are state troopers now. Like, I swear to God, I'm not going to say who they are. But there's that picture. So he pulled the Facebook page as well as, so I pulled everything down. So it's a weird feeling knowing that your boss, like, you're getting all these emails every day and you're like, well, the principal's reading all these. I'm fucked. What's going to happen? Like, I was just so nervous every day. Monday, nothing happens. Tuesday, the whole day. I get a letter in my mailbox on Tuesday. Okay. The principal hadn't said anything yet, but they were looking for a reason to get rid of me. And I frequently got letters like this in my mail. And this is what Krusty has published. Again, an article, a piece of paper that I put up there. This is on October 9th, 2014. Pursuant to blah, 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 any complaint regarding a teacher from a parent, student, or any other person shall be brought to the attention of the teacher within 5 days. A guidance counselor has forwarded a complaint from the parent of one of your students. Please plan to meet with me at your earliest convenience so we can address these concerns. Krusty publishes this like it's some salacious thing. Like, this happened all the time. Happens to a lot of teachers. When you are... Like, I had 100-something students, and sometimes they didn't get the best grades. And when they didn't get good grades, sometimes they would complain to the guidance counselor. And they would be like, I want a meeting because I want to know what's going on here. My kid says that he's doing all his homework. And why is he getting a bad grade? Okay. And so you get one of these letters in your mailbox because you got a complaint that the kid's not doing well. What's going on? And so it's really not... Krusty has published this like it's some sort of bad thing, but it's like, this is like a standard. It sucked when you got these because you got to go down and you're like, okay, let's go through the grade book. Let's see what the kid's doing, blah, 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 So I was expecting to get a letter like that on Tuesday, but it never arrived. Meanwhile, James Krieger is going at it on Twitter, posting all about me. This motherfucker chose the wrong profession if he wanted to act like scum of the fucking earth. Bill's Mafia. Okay. What kind of teacher sexually harasses people on an anonymous blog? Right. That's exactly why we created Buffalo Bruises, so we can say whatever the fuck we want and nobody can silence, fire, or stop it. All right. So this guy's obviously an idiot. Oh, and Aaron Gouveia from the Daddy Files. This guy's the fucking worst. I've written about this guy so many times. I think he's from like Mendon. He uses his kid as a prop. Like, he's been in all sorts of shit. He makes his kid, his male son, wear like nail polish and then complains that the kid is being bullied and like seeks out the media and talks about it. This guy's the fucking worst. James 𝗂𝗍𝗂, Pats fan here, and also someone who has had to deal with that more. I'd written about him before. Thanks for outing that moron. Well deserved. All right. So this is just some of the online whatever I was receiving. So this guy's an idiot. And like, instead of being like, well, this guy is fucking crazy, let's ignore him. They were like, let's launch an investigation into Turtleboy and see what's going on here. So I said, they found out on my ratemyteacher.com page, which I don't think is up there anymore. And people began giving like bad ratings to me. They would just, everyone would be like, absolute pussy. Okay. 1-star review. This man's a disgrace. Okay. You know, those pictures we took with the hookers after we were done, we went all GTA on them, beat them with a baseball bat and got our money back. Aidan, being the stand-up guy he is, helped me bundle them into the van and dug a ditch with me. I got a 5.0 for helplessness for that. Helpfulness. Okay, so you guys get the point. The front office is getting emails like this, like threatening emails. So this is an email the whole school got. Hey, faggot. So you think fake whacking off on a young lady is cool, but using the faggot word is worse? You've got it twisted, you fuck. I'm assuming you don't like the word because you haven't told that pretty girl in your picture, or is that your BFF and the fags with the shirt off in the hotel room are your butt buddies? Anyway, I hope our paths cross when I'm in that shitty town. Woo, you faggots are so dumb. It's pronounced phonetically wrong. Unfortunately, I have to go there a couple times a year. It's depressing as fuck. Now I have an agenda when I get there. Thanks. I live in Saratoga and I don't have time to find a blog to hide behind. So he's going to come see me. I hope you get fired, and then we will see who's laughing week 17 when you have no money to go to the next Bills-Pats game. Just like everybody out there, cavemen that don't have any social aptitude. 𝗵𝗵𝗲𝗺𝗂𝗍, hashtag Bills Mafia. I wonder what Rocky's up to these days. Anyway, so there was a former student of mine named Samantha Dumas who found this blog. Okay, so like that's the other thing was the student factor. So this blog is out there that just defames me and says that I was like jerking off at a game and shit, like crazy shit, written by this guy James 𝗵𝗵𝗃𝗃. And so a lot, but it's the internet and students can read this. And I'm like, there's this former, this girl was no longer a student at Shepherd Hill, but she sees this and he goes, students of Shepherd Hill, y'all better read this. They always tell students to act appropriately and be a positive reflection on the school. The same should go for teachers. Don't let this go away. Stand up, care about something. This isn't okay. Guys, if you think what Kearney did is fucked up, speak out. Demand an explanation. Communicate with your administrators. You deserve better than an immature bigot with a superiority complex. Today, I am not proud to be a Shepherd Hill graduate. So she starts tweeting about this, right? And then right before the last period of the day, on October 21st, a science teacher came up to me and asked what was going on. She told me that the librarian, Samantha Westall, had printed out the Buffalo Bruises blog and was handing them out to students because she was so disgusted with what James 𝗵𝗃𝗃 was alleging. So the librarian, this fat pig librarian, Samantha Westall, starts printing out copies of this blog and giving them to students for some fucking reason. And so like I'm getting emails, like threatening emails, fucking kids are going around reading this all day. And then right before the last period of the day on the Tuesday that I got back from Buffalo, the school resource officer from the Dudley Police Department, Officer Anise, came up to my classroom and was like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, not really. And so he knew what was going on. I knew what was going on. He's like, why don't you come down? And so I came to the office, and I go into the principal's office, and who's in there? Well, the superintendent, principal, both vice principals, and the union president are all in there with the cop. Okay. And they were very supportive of me when I went in there. They were like, are you okay? Like, you're getting the same emails we're all getting. And they're like, they made it clear, we don't believe any of this. Like, we realize this guy is not very credible. But we're very worried about the safety concern of the school right now because we are getting lots of emails. Now, Shepherd Hill, if you guys Google it, there was a teacher by the name of Amber Jennings who, right before I started teaching there in like 2004, she was hot. Amber Jennings was hot. If you Google her, and she fucked a student who was 15 years old. And she ended up getting fired and charged and didn't do any jail time or anything like that. But like, they were very weary of controversial teachers. And then there was Hot Tom, who you can read about in my book, another controversial teacher, Tom Reedy. And anyway, so they're very weary of like media, bad media. At Shepherd Hill, they were very scared of bad media coverage. Let's put it that way. And now all this shit is out there, and this blog with no credibility is like accusing me of like going to a Bills game and jerking off on somebody. Like, it was like crazy. And so they informed me, that this was like a safety threat to everybody, and it's not conducive for learning. So they were like, why don't we put you on paid leave, and we'll just hope this kind of dies out. And I'm like, yeah, good. Because I don't want to go back. This is fucking very distracting. I cannot go back in the classroom and focus. Right? This is too distracting. But I would search my name on Twitter, and you would see like, these are some of my students. This is like what students of mine were saying on Twitter. Whether the article is true or not, Kearney's still a douchebag in my eyes. Why would someone make up random bad stuff about a random history teacher? I believe it. I once asked Kearney for help, and he said he couldn't slow down or anything, so karma is a bitch-ski. I never even had him as a teacher, and I absolutely hated him. If you're trying to defend the scumbag, that's a joke. To Kearney, you are a strange little man. Everyone peep my Insta if you want to laugh your ass off. Justice has been done to Kearney. If it's true and you're defending him, that makes me sick. Okay. My entire timeline is devoted to Mr. Kearney, and I love it. Take that, you douche nozzle pillow fucker. Okay. What the fuck is going on with Kearney? The whole country could see how immature he is. They were some of the, like, these were all like C students too. They were like loving this shit. The good students didn't like this. I did have a lot of support from students and parents and other teachers who were like, this is fucked up. What's happening to you? I hope you're okay. But there was also like the C students who like, I caught up smoking in the bathroom or something. This was before vaping existed. And, they were loving this. The kids that like I had busted their chops, they were loving this. And so like, this is what was going on Twitter. Justice has been done. Sexual harassment isn't cool. And here's my classroom. He's such a big fan. Go Bills. Is he here? Nope. When can we rub this shit in his face? Every chance you get. Karma got you for being a piece of shit to students and athletes. Okay. I tell my mom about Kearney, and she goes, I don't care. He's a douche. Okay. So this is all, the students. How about this one? Do I have to do Kearney's homework, or, that's a good question. I would ask that. At least Mr. Kearney will be on TV twice in his lifetime, once for the Little League World Series Oh, yeah, when I pretended to be a 12-year-old. And once for being the dumbest teacher at Shepherd Hill. Okay. Mr. Kearney at a Bills game. Okay. Of course, the teacher of my best class is going to get fired. I remember when Mr. Kearney yelled at me for calling blank a Negro, as I should. You can't call other students Negroes. Sorry. My entire timeline is take that, you douche nozzle. What a dick, etc. Anyway, this was like the worst day of my life up until, other days. But this was like, I was really low this day. It was not a good day. And so I'm like, oh, fuck, I was really depressed. And granted, most of the kids writing these things, I wasn't even their teacher, but it still sucked. Like, how could I ever go back to teaching after this? It didn't help that the school couldn't have possibly handled it worse. The official school Twitter account run by the vice principal liked a tweet that they were not tagged in which they made fun of a friend of mine for allegedly being a virgin. Look at this. The school Twitter account liked a tweet saying, Turtleboy Sports, oh my fucking God, this is the face of a man who's never been laid. Like, what? The school Twitter account liked that shit? And I brought this to their attention and they quickly unliked it. But it's like, bro, you can't. How am I going to go back there? You're out here liking tweets and shit. The official school accounts liking tweets that are shitting on me. Like, bro, chill out. So they did nothing to address the rumors with students, even though this was a school that emphasized cyberbullying. And here I am being cyberbullied. It was clear during my paid leave that they were going to consult with the school district's attorney and find out if they could terminate me. But they couldn't because I had a union and I hadn't done anything. Like, this wasn't, they knew that nothing in this blog was true. But if they could prove I was Turtleboy, that might be enough just to get rid of me because I was on thin ice from Aidan from Worcester.com. So one of the best parts about this ordeal was reading the amazing things that some kids were saying about me. Kearney was my favorite teacher and the most genuine person ever. And you're all naive for believing one asshole's poorly written article. Oh, that's nice. That guy is one of the reasons I'm an education major. It sucks to see everyone against him. I hope the stories aren't true. I love him. Even if they're true, they were definitely blown out of proportion. He's being a normal human. Right? If I could retweet this 1,000 times, I would. I know a lot of people didn't like him, but he did help a lot of students. Every teacher is going to make enemies. Only teacher I didn't get a D in history with and actually made me like it a little, so he definitely helped me. He wrote my college recommendation letter, and it literally made me cry. He thought so highly of his students. And so, people wrote a lot of nice things about me after this. Like, a lot of students came to my defense. Some of them piled on, but a lot of them wrote very nice things. Because I, not to brag, but I made a difference in a lot of kids' lives. I wrote a lot of recommendation letters to college that were very personal. I, helped a lot of kids after school, before school, all this shit. I did a lot. I worked very hard as a teacher. Okay. And, but only one teacher emailed me using her school email address to show support, which I understood. But others sent text messages or CC'd me on emails they wrote to the principal. Mr. Kearney has done so many positive things for this institution, more than he gets credit for. He's a great teacher, an awesome track coach, and overall a decent man. You get rid of him over something petty like this blog shenanigan and false report of sexual harassment. If it was a real case of it, the woman accusing him would bring him to court since he supposedly did it repeatedly. Then the school loses a lot. If these allegations can be strongly proven, then I respect any decisions made. But my biggest concern was just regarding the professionalism behind this decision. So I am in limbo. So I'm out on paid leave. It is late October of 2013. No, 2014. No. Yeah, 2014. And so I'm on paid leave. And I'm like, I have nothing to do. So I just need to get out. I need a break. So I go to Chicago because my uncle lives in a town called Oak Park. And go out there, and he owns his own business, my Uncle Pat. And he's does like water treatment. And I don't know anything about water treatment. But he's like, I want to bring you out here and just get you away from it all. And I want you to start thinking about other careers that are not teaching, you know? And so, you know, when I got out there, like he was like, you know, he brought me around to various, you know, he introduced me to other people who own businesses. Like he owns his own business. And so his theme was like, I want you to meet other business owners that I work with and I network with. And like, I want you to start thinking about other career possibilities that aren't teaching. Like you can, and he said to me, he goes, he quoted Jay-Z. He goes, I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman. And that's where you got to start thinking that you got to start. You don't have to get a job. You can be the job if you want to do that. And so like, you got to get in that mentality of like, I don't need to work for someone else. I can make my own money and be my own boss. And I hung out with him for a day. And I was just like, I want to do this. I want to be my own boss. This is the kind of lifestyle I want to have. And so I came back from Chicago and I decided I didn't want to be a teacher anymore. And he's like, when I was there with him talking, he's like, all you talked about the whole time was Turtleboy. And you love this. You are passionate about this. He goes, this should be your job. This is what I go, what do you mean it should be my job? How am I going to make money off of that? How do I like support my ex-wife was pregnant with our firstborn at the time. We had a baby coming in like 6 months, 5 months, man. I don't even remember. It's like that baby's coming, man, either way. So you're going to need to be financially secure if this happens. So I'm like, well, how the fuck do I make money off of this? He goes, well, you just got to have advertisers. Go knocking on doors. You're well known. I mean, the Turtleboy sports thing around Worcester, everybody knew it by then. It was a very popular blog in Worcester. And Worcester's the second biggest city in New England. So I started just going to every day I would go in the newspaper and I would open it up and I would see who was advertising in the newspaper. Because those are the businesses that have money to spend on marketing. And I just call them up. And I'd be like, hey, you want to advertise on my blog, turtleboysports.com? $300 a month. You get a digital ad on there, links to your website. We'll be able to track clicks, etc. He's like, you sell 20 of those. That's $6,000 a month. That's like what you're making teaching, right? It's more than you're making teaching. And I probably made like $50,000 or $60,000 teaching. And so like you do that, then you can be your own boss. And so I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to take a chance. The union tells me that they're going to try to terminate me, but they said that it would be like a fight and we would get you a good MTA attorney and you might win. But in the meantime, you're not going to get paid. And they're going to terminate me, not because of any allegations were sustained, but because they believed I was Turtleboy. And there was pretty strong evidence that I was Turtleboy. So I wouldn't be paid during the fight. And so, you know, but I get in trouble. But I'm like, you know what? I don't want to go back. That's the way I looked at it. I'm like, I'm good. I want to be Turtleboy. I don't want to be a teacher anymore. I love teaching. It was fun, but this is not for me because I have way too controversial opinions and I have a real big mouth and I can't shut up, right? I cannot keep my opinions to myself. Like, this is who I am. I was 32 years old. I've been teaching for 11 years at that point, 9 years at Shepherd Hill. And I'm like, I am going to do something crazy, man. It was a nice job. You know, you had a pension, financial security. You'll never be rich, but you'll never be poor as a teacher. But I'm like, fuck it. I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman. I want to do this. And I did it. It was a big gamble. And the school paid me a full year's severance to walk away. I got a full year's salary to walk away. And I've published this. Yeah, my uncle's still with us. My uncle Pat's still. He's a great guy. He's actually married. He's not like a blood relative. He's married into the family, but he's like family, you know, or he is family. He's my uncle, you know. But I accepted it. And, you know, do I miss teaching? Sure, of course, sometimes. But I wasn't meant to do this. I was meant to do what I was doing now. And I think it's worked out. I think it's worked out kind of well. I think that was a nice decision that I made there. I think it was the right decision, you know. And I also published for, you know, I published the separation agreement I have with the school just so like trolls couldn't be like, oh, he was fired. So this was the, I published this in an article. It says, whereas an employee is in consideration of certain payments to be made and certain agreements by the employer to forego taking certain actions, has agreed to release the employer and others from against all claims. So I agreed not to sue the school, believe it or not. They were the ones concerned with me suing them. And they agreed to pay me what is remaining on my annual salary. And they would also agree not to challenge unemployment, or they would write me letters of recommendation. I published the whole thing just in case there was any doubts, because, you know, I like to bring receipts. I'm a bearer of receipts. So like this whole thing about like, oh, Turtleboy is fired. So that's the real story about what happened. Now let's go read Krusty's version, shall we? Let's go watch the Krusty docuseries.
Warnings from her brother, other fans, and even a security guard went ignored. Aidan allegedly continued harassing her to the point of tears, despite being briefly removed from the stands by security staff. After the game,
she is reading, this is BuffaloBruises.com, which Krusty is using as a source, which tells you, remember, James Krieger, Mr. like, hey, I'm a drunken, fuck you, faggots. Like that source. That's the source, James Krieger. And this is this is his article right here. Okay.
Mocked and misrepresented her in a blog post, painting her as the aggressor and posting a photo of her crying, dubbing her the saddest Bills fan in the world. The experience left her humiliated and outraged, and as it turned out, the internet was outraged as well. Aidan's blog post shaming the teenage girl he harassed at the Bills-Patriots game outraged sports fans within the blogosphere.
Look at the Buffalo. Again, these are some of the videos I posted in my article.
Were furious that an adult man hiding behind the Turtleboy persona would mock a crying minor for sport.
Minor?
Leading the backlash was the Buffalo blogger behind the now defunct blog Buffalo Bruises.
So to be clear, it was not a minor. The girl was in her early 20s and she was giving it to us pretty good. She was there with her brother. They were both giving us the business and we gave her right back.
James Krieger. Krieger could be described as essentially the Turtleboy of Buffalo, and he made it his mission to uncover who was behind Turtleboy Sports. Within days, Krieger connected the dots and publicly identified Turtleboy as Aidan Kearney. And only then did the public learn the most shocking part. The man who had spent the day harassing a teenage girl and ridiculing her online was, in fact, a high school teacher.
Ooh.
The revelation detonated the story and turned a small-time blog feud into a full-blown scandal.
Red and Reagan, weekday mornings on the mighty 97 Raw.
So these couple of douchebags from New England decided they were going to come here for the Patriots and they were going to watch the game. But then it seemed like throughout the afternoon they poked the stick at the bear, making noise, doing suck it moves, that sort of thing. Yeah. And then they would, I guess, talk, oh yeah, and what the hell happened, how bad it was.
You heard
well,
this.
First he's like, oh, okay, come on, I can't do it now.
Hi, so my sister and friend are those fans in Turtleboy's video.
I mean, it's just crazy because everything Krusty used in this hit piece, she got from me. I published all this. And she's like, I'm going to do a hit piece. Bitch, I published this to show what actually happened. And she takes that same shit and she's like, Turtleboy Bad. Docuseries.
The Bills fans?
Yeah, so I have season tickets with the gentleman in the video. I got to sit in the Ken Club. I gave my sister my ticket.
Yeah, you heard
that guy was absolutely rude gestures.
And then posted videos, shock to pump stuff in front of children.
Just rude the entire game.
Right, like a passive-aggressive little jackass, he would have videotaped the whole thing and probably ran to the cops. Look, they attacked me. Oh, I was punched by.
It sounds like he went into this game with a plan that he was going to do this
was
story,
the whole
and
thing.
He was looking for material to back it up.
Right.
Rabid Bills fans flooded Shepherd Hill High School with complaints about Kearney. His many disgruntled students relished in the teacher they described as an immature, creepy bully being destroyed online. Within days of the scandal erupting, the school administration, which had repeatedly warned Kearney that his toxic online behavior could cost him his job, had finally had enough. He was escorted out of Shepherd Hill High School by Dudley police and never returned.
Escorted out of high school by Dudley police. I was brought to the principal's office by a police officer who worked as a school resource officer and was worried about my safety.
With a wife and his first child on the way, this was the worst possible moment for a completely avoidable catastrophe. Stripped of his career, left with no real source of income, and now carrying a reputation as a full-blown scumbag, Aidan Kearney crawled out of the ashes of the dumpster fire he himself set ablaze and committed himself entirely to becoming Turtleboy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just crazy. It's almost like I'm self-made and fucking awesome. I know I know this upsets her because she's never owned a business and she doesn't know what that's like. And she also used to work for me, by the way. She was so offended by the things that I was saying that she worked for me for 1.5 years and built up her own social media platform doing so.
Aidan has given many different excuses for his departure from teaching. In 2015, he told Clive McFarlane of the Worcester Telegram and Gazette that he had grown disillusioned with teaching and wanted to avoid a new policy requiring teachers be fingerprinted. Later on, he would claim that he was pushed out due to what he described as lies written by blogger 𝗵𝗄𝗃, despite multiple corroborating witnesses to his behavior at the game that day.
Showing her?
He also claimed that he had been persecuted by the school's principal, Mary Pierre.
Bro.
Until you have a blog written about you that makes up a lie about you sexually assaulting a girl at a freaking Bills game, and you get put through that fucking public humiliation, and you get taken out of school by the Dudley police, right? And you're investigated by a vindictive principal, and, you know, the fucking news is barking up your ass for shit. Until you've been through that, you don't get to have
dude, this is like the 16 live watchers, dude. I used to have 16 people watching me. Like, she got this from that long ago. This is how obsessed she is with me.
Opinion on that. You can say whatever you want, but I'm gonna lash out at fucking you next, because that's gonna piss me off.
𝗵𝗄𝗃, for his part, was sued for libel in October 2015 by a Buffalo nonprofit in a matter entirely unrelated to Kearney. 𝗃𝗃 ultimately lost the lawsuit, and Buffalo Bruises was shuttered as a result.
And unrelated to Kearney, he defames people on the regular, and the website was. He also defamed me.
Kearney often cites this episode vaguely to insinuate that the blogs written about him were false.
Yes,
but there is no evidence to support that claim.
What?
Kearney himself never.
There's no eggs. There's no. What? There's no evidence to support that claim. I was never arrested or charged with sexual harassment. What are you talking about, Krusty? Chill out.
Filed a defamation lawsuit over any of the allegations made against him. As his story continues to evolve, the one constant is what Aidan refuses to acknowledge: his own culpability in his termination. He, and he alone, repeatedly violated the school's anti-bullying policy, despite multiple warnings. It was his lewd and intimidating behavior toward a young woman, witnessed by numerous onlookers, including fellow Patriots fans, that set off the chain of events culminating in his removal from campus by police. And it was his conduct after losing his teaching job that cemented his status as a pariah in the city of Worcester. 6 months after losing his teaching job, Aidan Kearney had become such a persistent menace in Worcester that residents were now openly complaining about him at public city meetings.
Oh, Wanda!
On a community forum on race and social media,
here it comes.
Turtleboy Sports dominated the discussion.
Ready? Watch this.
Particularly among residents who said their personal lives had been targeted and smeared on the blog.
This is the best.
This Turtleboy Bad is. He has been doing this to people well long before I started these dialogues, and the things that he has said about me as a mother and a grandmother.
Hold on. Dude, this is 𝗵𝗆 Wanda. We got to talk about 𝗵𝗆 Wanda for a minute. Hold on.
Has been doing this to people well.
Had been targeted and smeared on the blog.
This Turtleboy Bad is. He has been doing this to people well long before I started these dialogues, and the things that he has said about me as a mother and a grandmother is unacceptable.
After the meeting.
So, all right. So we got to talk about Wanda for a minute. 𝗵𝗆 Wanda. I cannot, when I saw that she used 𝗵𝗆 Wanda, dude, because Wanda only wrote in 𝗵𝗆. It was fucking wild. I got to search here. Turtleboy Sports Wanda. Let's see what comes up. Okay. All right. Well, check this out. All right. Wanda Alvarez Eaton. All right. Oh, hold on. Why was Wanda? Huh. Where'd it go? I want to find my Wanda. Hold on. I got to find the Wanda blog real quick. Let me find this. Hold on. I wrote about Wanda so many times, and she never fixed her caps lock button. Caps lock. Okay. Oh, they... Dude, do you want to see the funniest picture of Wanda? Check this one out. Oh, with the Asian chicks in the basement. We got to find Wanda. Oh, I forgot about the Asian chicks in the basement. Hold on. So Wanda was just like some idiot online that was like said stupid shit a lot. Look at her. I was murdered. That's Wanda. That's caps lock Wanda. I got to find the Asian chicks in the basement. Hold on. I got to find that video now. Turtleboy Sports. Wanda, Asian chicks. Let's see what comes up. Asian chicks. Oh, where'd it go? You got another picture of Wanda, dude. I wonder what Wanda's doing these days. Look at this chick. There she is, ready for 4. Look at her pants, dude. Peep those pants. Look at those things. Where do you buy those from? It was wild. This is from Ratchet Madness, dude. I have to find the Asian chicks in the basement video. There was a video of her where she just talks about why she has like Asian women in her basement, and she made this video. She's like, why you got to be asking about them Asian chicks in the basement? Hold on. I got to find this. I don't know. Maybe I'll find it. If anybody finds that down the line, somebody will find it. Send it to me. Anyway, so that was Wanda. Wanda was like the most. I was murdered. Like Wanda. I cannot believe Krusty used Wanda, caps lock Wanda, in her thing. And that was like a city event. It was hilarious. I gotta find it. Hold on. There was more on. Hold on. I gotta find it. Huh. Anyway, I'll find it another time. Either way, so anyway, there was like a city thing on like race relations or something like that. And these people used to always call me racist and shit because I would like call out people, you know, regardless of their skin color, about their behavior. Like, that's racist when you don't do it to white people. And Wanda took the microphone at like a city event and she was like, this Turtleboy blog is making fun of me, and this turtle, oh my God. Again, let's play I got to play the Wanda clip one more time. I cannot believe she used Wanda.
Mirrored on the blog.
This Turtleboy blog he has been doing this to people well long before I started these dialogues, and the things that he has said about me as a mother and a grandmother is unacceptable.
After the meeting, Kearney appeared in the parking lot claiming he wanted to clear his name. Despite being widely identified as the creator of Turtleboy, he denied responsibility, insisting he only sold advertising for the site and that unnamed friends actually ran it. Inside the meeting, an unsanctioned flyer had already named him as Turtleboy, accusing the blog of perpetuating racism, fear, and harassment in the city.
Ooh.
As word spread, people Kearney had written about confronted him directly, some yelling Turtleboy across the lot, others demanding to know why he didn't come inside and answer questions publicly. When challenged, Kearney said he avoided the meeting because he received death threats over the blog. Moments later, overwhelmed and outnumbered, he retreated to his car, leaving little doubt in the crowd about who Turtleboy really was. Around the same time,
so there was like a some city thing on race relations or something, and I went to it and I was like spotted. And I was like anonymous back then, but some people knew who I was because I had been outed by the James Krieger thing. And I pretended for a while that I wasn't the guy behind Turtleboy, but I was. And then this is Gaffney. You might recognize him from Turtleboy derangement syndrome.
Kearney struck up a partnership with local city councilor and attorney Michael Gaffney. Gaffney paid for advertising on the Turtleboy sports blog and provided Kearney with insider political tips in Worcester, helping him grow his platform. In return,
so Gaffney was a city councilor who finished in 6th place in the 2013 Worcester City election. He was the final guy that made it in. And then I start writing about all this stuff, and I was very popular in Worcester. And Gaffney was the smart counselor who kind of signed on and was like, yeah, fucking, I ride with Turtleboy. Like, Gaffney was one of my biggest supporters. And he was like our ally on the city council. And so like because I supported Michael Gaffney and endorsed him, he went from 6th to 2nd in the 2015 election, and he almost got elected mayor. He came very close to getting elected mayor because of me. He wrote this. He goes, there's no Michael Gaffney without Turtleboy. He wrote to me, right? Gaffney fucking loved me. He was like my biggest fan, biggest supporter, and he paid for advertising on my website as well. So this guy was like the biggest dick rider ever.
Turn, Kearney eagerly dug into and eviscerated Gaffney's political opponents on his blog.
I did.
And promoted any other advantageous connections Gaffney helped him cultivate.
So I like, I would destroy his political opponents, be like, just especially 𝗧𝗏 Rivera, who we called 𝗵𝗏, and I would just fucking rip 𝗵𝗏 apart. And that's what we call her, 𝗵𝗏, because that's what long story. But anyway.
Hello, Councilor Gaffney. My name is Robert Huddick. My phone number is 508. Calling to say, fuck your discrimination and your racist ideas. I strongly oppose and denounce your current resolution. Thank you.
This relationship didn't end well, but we'll get to that later. By 2016, it appeared that consequences had once again caught up to Kearney when a business owner sued him over a tax he launched against her business because of her college-aged son's political protesting. The case was voluntarily dismissed by the plaintiff before it could be litigated.
I won. That was the first of many lawsuits I had, which the plaintiff gave up because they had no chance.
Allowing Kearney to once again avoid accountability. He pressed on, recruiting a small stable of bloggers to write under his banner, including a particularly talented woman who wrote under the name South Shore Turtle.
Oh, yeah. I loved her.
Despite that minor courtroom speed.
So in 2017, I hired a bunch. That was a big year for Turtleboy. And I hired a bunch of bloggers that year. And one of them I called South Shore Turtle Girl. And she was my favorite. And she wrote some awesome blogs for me, especially like the Moms of the South Shore blog in 2017. She did the series on the Per Cat Cafe. She did the Fall River Gutter Muppet blogs. She was hilarious. She was like my right-hand man. I haven't spoken to her since New Year's 2017. We had a falling out that I deeply regret because we had a Facebook. We'll get to that.
Bump, Aidan entered 2017 on strong footing with a small but dedicated group of talented bloggers, steady advertisers, a partnership with a prominent local politician, and a growing social media presence. But along with his social media growing, his list of enemies was growing as well, and his good fortune would prove to be short-lived.
Oh.
Just remember what you're posting, because eventually all those people that fucking hate you will gather up against you. So just remember everything you post is very, very fucking personal. So keep that in mind. Ain't no motherfucker gonna help you if they have enough people to come after you. So
Bitch, before you want to come at somebody who's struggling, you better check yourself. Everybody struggles in life. It's about who gets through it. We go through the worst to get what we need. Until you know what I've really gone through and you know the facts, then you can speak up. Till then, shut the fuck up and suck my fucking dick, bitch.
This is back when I was like writing blogs about people like James Jackson. This was like back in the day.
By October 2017, life appeared to be going well for Aidan.
Yeah, it was going real well.
He commanded a tight-knit network of prolific bloggers, loyal advertisers, and a Facebook page that ballooned to 100,000 followers, literally overnight.
100,000. Big year. Oh, there's Gaffney. So then in October of 2017, Mike Gaffney announces he's moving to Florida. He's out. And I'm like, what do you mean you're out? You started like I thought we were doing like a political revolution thing here. He's like, I'm moving to Florida. And I'm like, okay. So, but he's like, I want to run for re-election anyway, because he's a douchebag. And he's like, I want to just do it out of spite, even though I just want to win and just not show up for meetings. What do you mean you want to win and don't show up for meetings? You're going to move to Florida. You're still going to be on the city council. It doesn't make any sense. So I wrote an article in October of 2017 saying, I can't endorse this guy anymore. He's gotten fucking weird. He was doing some weird shit. He was like making these videos, these cringe videos called Cheers Worcester, which he would like eat. I mean, he looks like the love child of Rand Paul and Eminem, as you can see. And, you know, he would make these weird videos like where he's not funny. If you've ever seen Gaffney, like he's so awkward. He's the most awkward person ever. And he'd like make these videos where he'd like try to kind of be sarcastic and witty and like make fun of other city councilors and and stuff. Yeah. Like it was just wicked cringe. And so I'm like, yeah, I can't endorse this guy anymore. He's gotten a little bit weird. And he's like, wants to be on the city council while he's in Florida. This whole thing, don't vote for this fucking guy. And so he gets last place in the election. He got last place. He finished in dead last place. And he then sued me because he said that I cost him the election. An election in which he basically dropped out because he moved to Florida. And so he lost. I won. That was one of many, many, many lawsuits that I've won. And he was like, he sued me. And then let's see what her version of the story is.
His relationship with local politician and attorney Michael Gaffney was financially lucrative, providing a steady stream of insider tips on city business and local politics. He accrued a core group of followers who were intensely
Ernie and Maddie Moe, DJ Maddie Moe. He did the Halloween party. Now, there's Brett. He can't be with us anymore.
Invested and fiercely loyal, at times bordering on cult-like. He won a Worcester Magazine online poll for Best Local Blog by
Best Local Blog, Best Local News Outlet, actually.
Online poll for...
Why doesn't it say? Why did it says Best Local News? Why didn't she? It doesn't say blog. It said news.
Best Local Blog by mobilizing this audience to vote repeatedly using burner accounts. While
I go, yeah, vote for me. Yeah, and we won.
Simultaneously spamming his blog links across social media to drive traffic. During this period of unprecedented growth, Aidan was raking in advertising revenue from his blog while clinging to the illusion of anonymity, avoiding accountability while still benefiting financially, and wielding his online influence from the shadows, all while enjoying its trappings. He was so fearful of being publicly attached to his own work that he sent a friend to identify himself as Turtleboy and accept the Worcester Magazine award. But only a month after gaining nearly 70,000 followers overnight, the walls came crumbling down.
On November 28th, 2017, that happens to be the day we lost our Facebook page. How about that? All right. Yes. Weird. And I remember.
So I wrote this blog on November 28th, 2017 about Dee Delgado, who I called the cheese hog. That was my name for a local cheese hog. And Dee Delgado was a black woman who talk about a grift. She was like a race relations consultant person, like a DEI person. And she had like a following of white women who she makes pay her reparations every month. Like if you are a white woman and you follow Dee Delgado, you are required to pay her reparations every month. It was the greatest grift I've ever seen in my life. And she would make the white women pay for trips to Florida. It was a fucking crazy blog I wrote. But her followers were like fucking nuts. And they just mass reported my Facebook page on November 28th, 2017. And that Facebook page had 112,000 followers. And that is how I drove traffic to the website. And so then they reported it so much that the page was taken down. And just like that, boom, it was gone. And now all of the bloggers that I have writing for me, they can't make money like they used to. I used to pay them $2 for every 1,000 page views they brought in. And South Shore Turtle Girl brought in the page views. So she would be making like, $1,500 or $2,000 a month as like a side job gig. It wasn't bad. It was nice work if you could get it, and she had fun doing it. And so now that I didn't have the Facebook page to drive traffic to the website, we were fucked. My traffic was cutting, daily traffic on the website cut in half overnight. It was like fucking devastating. Like when I lost the Facebook page, I'm like, what? We lost the Facebook page? What the fuck are we going to do? And all of my bloggers quit, including Sasha Turtle Girl. She's like, I can't, there's no money in it. And so that's what happened with her. But on her way out, like it was not a good time when I lost the Facebook page. I'm like, fuck, what am I going to do? And I didn't handle it very well.
That day's not traumatic or anything like that.
No, it's not. It's not emblazoned on your mind. Or anything
No,
like
nothing
that,
like that. Yeah.
In November 2017, Facebook removed Kearney's page after repeated community guideline violations.
No, it was because Didi Delgado's army of cheese hogs mass reported the page for like racism and bullying and other nonsense.
As with his teaching career, he proved incapable of adhering to basic rules governing harassment and bullying, even when continued access to the platform depended on it.
Oh, God.
At the same time, Kearney's relationship with Michael Gaffney had severely deteriorated. Shortly before the 2017 election, Gaffney informed Kearney that he intended to withdraw from the race and relocate out of state, citing exhaustion with Worcester politics and a career opportunity for his wife. The decision infuriated Kearney, who had come to rely on Gaffney for revenue, insider information, and access to other local politicians aligned with Gaffney, several of whom, at Gaffney's recommendation, had used Kearney's blog as a vehicle to inflict reputational harm on their political opponents at a cost.
This is just a complete lie. Michael Gaffney moved to Florida and urged people. Let me see if I can find an article on this. Hold on. Michael Gaffney, 2017 election. Let's see what comes up. All right. So this is. So Gaffney withdraws from Worcester City Council race. So he withdrew to move to Florida, right? But then he announced that he still wanted people to vote for him anyway. It was fucking weird. And he ended up finishing in dead last place. Let's see. Where's Michael Gaffney? Let's see. I can't read it. God damn. Oh, no. Can we? Nope. Okay. Never mind. All right. Anyway, let's go back to this video. We're almost done with this painful. I know. I apologize. You guys are being good sports listening to this shit.
Kearney issued an ultimatum to Gaffney. Either remain in Worcester and the race and aligned with the blog, or he would turn it against Gaffney and destroy him.
Oh, my God.
Gaffney did not capitulate to Aidan's demands, and Aidan went to work attacking his reputation.
I was like, bro, I wrote an article saying I can't endorse this guy for city council because he fucking doesn't live in Worcester. That destroyed him. I was like, this guy's leaving Worcester. How can I endorse him for Worcester City Council? He doesn't even fucking live here. She's just such a liar.
Any way that he could.
And so he's like, I'm moving to Florida for greater opportunities.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And before the election, I write a blog saying, I don't endorse this guy anymore. Get me off this ride. I'm done with Gaffney. I no longer support him. He's a weirdo.
Why would I support a guy running for Worcester City Council if he doesn't live in Worcester? That makes no fucking sense, Krusty.
He's not the same guy. Done with him.
By December 2017, Gaffney had filed a civil lawsuit against Aidan Kearney, Turtleboy Sports,
how'd that turn
and
out?
the shell corporation that Aidan had created to maintain the lie that he only sold advertisements for the blog. Gaffney's complaint included claims of libel and fraud, asserting that statements published on the blog about him were false, defamatory, and harmful to his reputation.
How'd that work
and
out?
that Turtleboy had made inflated promises about its audience that misled him as an advertiser. He also later added claims of intentional and negligent infliction of emotional distress tied to the...
That's right. He says he got fat. It said Turtleboy made him fat and cry. That's what he said, that my blog made him fat and cry.
Alleged defamatory content. And, unlike the 2016 lawsuit, Aidan was going to be forced to fight this one out. Michael Gaffney was not the only one to walk away. Shortly after the lawsuit...
Whoa, why didn't she talk about what happened when it was dismissed? We won. I won the lawsuit. And then she shares my Dear John letter from South Shore Turtle Girl. Why she quit.
It was filed. Every blogger working under Aidan Kearney left the operation, including his most prolific contributor and de facto second in command, South Shore Turtle Girl. In a detailed email written as a final severance, South Shore Turtle Girl stated that she was permanently leaving.
I miss South Shore Turtle Girl a lot. That one still stinks. Come back. I wonder what she's up to these days. I do. I wonder if she follows me still, because it's kind of blown up a lot since then. I wonder. She kind of thought I was like dead there when she left. It didn't end on good terms. But I miss you. Come back, South Shore Turtle Girl. Come talk to me.
Turtleboy due solely to Aidan's conduct.
I never doxed her.
In a detailed email written as a final severance, South Shore Turtle Girl stated that she was permanently leaving Turtleboy due solely to Aidan's conduct. She described an environment governed by fear, where staff believed disagreement would result in public humiliation or targeting.
I never
the email
humiliated
referenced
her.
an alleged affair that Mary Kearney was having with one of his bloggers.
What?
Another destabilizing factor that blurred professional.
I never fucked any bloggers. I wasn't fucking having affairs back then. I didn't start having affairs until 2020 when Genduso came along. She was the first one I fucked around with. Okay? So let's get it right.
Boundaries and contributed to erratic judgment. South Shore Turtle Girl further asserted that she had remained involved longer than she felt safe, acting as an unpaid intermediary to shield others, while morale collapsed and contributors quietly disengaged. She warned that Facebook had already classified Turtleboy as a repeat abuser, that the page removals and mass account takedowns were deliberate enforcement actions, and that any proposed lawsuit was legally untenable, exacerbated by Kearney's refusal to de-escalate or follow counsel. She concluded that Aidan had routinely distorted advice to fit his narrative, treated people as disposable once they ceased to serve his interests, and was solely responsible for the collapse of his own operation. By the beginning of 2018, Aidan Kearney was effectively broken, though he refused to acknowledge it. His social media presence had been dismantled.
I was effectively broken? How was I broken? Yeah, you're right. My social medias kept getting taken down, and I just build it back up again. I would just make new... Like, I've lost over 50 Facebook pages, man. The one we've had now is a new record. It's getting close to 100,000, but I don't even fucking use Facebook anymore. Twitter, I was banned for 3 years. I couldn't even use Twitter until like I don't even know when my account was made. 2022? I don't even know. I had a whole bunch of bloggers. I had Western Mass Turtle Girl, North Shore Turtle Babe. We had Manch. She got a Turtleboy tattoo. We had, who the fuck else did I have? Oh, Merrimack Valley Turtle Babe. There was a whole bunch. It was all women. It was like all women. I don't think I've ever employed any men. But you know, it's a female dominated.
Inner Circle had vanished after repeated mistreatment, and a major legal fight loomed. At the same time, the fallout from an alleged affair threatened his marriage and primary source of financial stability. The year ahead was already bleak, yet he pressed on, unwilling to relinquish the Turtleboy persona.
See, what does this have to do with it? This is like years later.
Unaware that his refusal to let go would only accelerate what was to follow.
What?
If you like what we are doing and want to show us a little...
Like, that is so... Like, she literally brought up Gaffney and then didn't bring up the best part. Hold on. Just Google Michael Gaffney lawsuit Turtleboy and see what comes up. Let's see. Michael Gaffney's lawsuit against Turtleboy is dismissed. Turtleboy sports blog prevailed in libel lawsuit. Michael Gaffney's 10-month lawsuit against Aidan Kearney. Okay. So I won. Michael Gaffney adds emotional distress charges to Turtleboy lawsuit. He said he was fat. It made him fat. Oh, bro. And this guy is still to this day. I mean, imagine suing me, finishing in last place in an election because daddy doesn't back you up anymore. And then suing me and then losing. And then that was 2018. What are we? 7 years later, you're still obsessed every day you wake up. He is like the face of Turtleboy derangement syndrome. Him, Krusty, you should have said all this. Krusty used to fuck with him so bad when she worked with me too. She fucked with him good. But that's another story for another day. Okay, let me read some turtle chats. Because remember, Give Send Goes pinned to the top for the turtle chats. Let's read some. All right, first one. Okay. Kim from Texas sends $10 and goes, I love so much that this fundraiser has raised almost twice as much as the McAlberts. That's all. We've raised more than twice as much. Thank you. Anissa sends $25 goes, I love your objective journalist reporting on Morrissey's stupid speech. Why didn't he look into the Ford Edge? My favorite Turtleboy is unemotional and factual. Thank you so much, Anissa. I agree. Proctorial Misconduct sends $5 and goes, in other news, you, Glare, Baker, and Kazi G, the meat popsicles of YouTube. Okay. Anonymous Giver sends $10 goes, Proctor is probably so jealous of your career, as he should be. Look at you. Women are sending you money and nudes. Yes, agreed. Of their own free will. And then there's Proctor, who had to steal phones and snoop through other people's photos just to maybe get a peek. What a loser, guy. He wishes he was daddy. So true. That's a good point, Proctor. I don't have to go looking in women's phone for nudes. They just send them to me. Courtney sends $10 and has no comment. Thank you. Bob from Canton sends $20. Goes, Turtleboy, Ray, and DJ replayed Wade Hunter on their stream and sent me the clip. I sent it to everyone I know. It has to be the greatest prank call in prank call history. Dying at the Goofy Select Board. Thank you. Oh, when Wade Hunter called up? Yeah, who was that guy? That was a good caller. Brian sends $10. Goes, Tony Branch has no shame. The guy ran for city council in Brockton this year. Unfortunately, the voters knew better than to put him in a position of power. Also saw that Sean Reyes just paid a visit to the state police in Middleborough. Oh, I'll have to check that out. Thank you. Blessed Mom from Texas sends 50 smackaroos and goes, sending prayers and love to you, Aidan. Hoping things get better soon. 2026 is the year for you. So many people I'd love to tell to fuck off and leave you alone. Remember, always go full throttle. Thank you. Anonymous giver sends $5. Goes, you got in more trouble for approving of a funny meme that you were tagged in on a non-work related Facebook account than Yuri did for acknowledging a terrible derogatory comment about a suspect on his work phone from a subordinate. Interesting. That's so fucking true when you put it like that. Next, we have here Anonymous sends $55 and goes, through all the grifting, there is so much sifting. There are so many pages to follow, but I don't have the time to be shallow. We love you, Turtle Boy, and you are not a toy. Though you could make one, and it could probably, potentially, very likely be fun. Oh, yes, it would. This is just not a season. We support you for a reason. The First Amendment is no joke, and we can't accept people trying to poke. Oh, I like that one. Thank you very much, Anonymous Giver. That was a good one. All right. Do we have any more here? Let me read the Cash Apps. Do we have any Cash Apps here? All right. Laura sends $5. Goes, Merry Griftmas. What happened to Christmas cameos? Oh, I got to set that up. That's right. Christmas cameos. I got to start selling those. I did those last year. I got to do, I'll make an announcement about that tomorrow. Thank you, Laura. Patricia sends $25 and goes, Merry Christmas, my dear. Merry Christmas to you, dear. Thank you. Marianne sends $10 and goes, sending love and support. Thank you, Marianne. I appreciate that. Holly sends $9 and goes, thank you for your sacrifices for others. My pleasure, Holly. Thank you. Yellow Ledbettero Cummings sends $5 and goes, wrench me, bitch. I'm in the chat. So if anybody, any other mods see Yellow Ledbettero, I said that I would give her a wrench. So give her a wrench, will you? Christina sends $10 and goes, any deets on Sean Good? No, I've seen what he did something fucked up because that motherfucker ain't even allowed in the building. Like something's going on with that guy. Okay. All right. Let me just refresh the Give, Send, Go. Last one here. $5 from the other Mary B and says Memory Lane with Turtle Boy is awesome. More of this, please. My play. Well, I hope you guys liked it. I'm sure because I'm sure a lot of you guys are new to Turtle Boy, you know, with the Karen Reed story, and you might not know about the past. And we can't have Krusty putting out misinformation unchallenged, even though only 6,000 people watch that. That's how bad she's struggling for views. To put that in contrast, Vagina Mike's video about me got 15,000 views. Now mine about him got more than double that, but 6,000 views. That's all who watched it. So anyway, guys, I am going to call it a night then because I've had just about enough. But anyway, I hope you guys had enjoyed the program, something different for sure, you know, and we will see you guys all for the next episode of Turtle. Actually, can I change this? Hold on. I want to have the closing. Can I make my outro something else? I'm going to make my outro the new video. I love it. Yeah, we're going to do this tonight. So I'm out, you guys. We'll see you guys all for the next episode of Turtle Boy Live Saturday night. And we will see everybody else for Sex Cult on Thursday night. All right. Peace to you, bum grease bitches. Outie.
Down, riding down Main, it's a clear night, screens glowing blue, got the facts in my headlights, Commonwealth tripping, but the truth stay calm. Morrissey and Lally, I'ma read them like Psalms. KP throwing shade from a broke down porch, but the files in my lap like a flame to a torch. I don't raise my voice, I just let the game speak. Steady with the grind while the crooked run weak.
We just riding slow, gliding, paper stacking in the breeze. Turn the system up, let the whole town see. No mask on my face, no fear in my lane. I'ma shine that light on the ones bringing shame. From the courtrooms down to the city blocks. They can't hide from the truth, cause the truth don't stop. We just try to slow grind.
Midnight oil burning, pen hit the pad slow. Every word cut clean like the rims on the 6-4. From Boston to Brockton, the whispers all hum. Turtle boys riding in the reckoning gon' come. Lally in the back room, Morrissey on the phone. Trying to twist the narrative, but they can't postpone. I'm just sipping on the facts while the city play pretend. Truth got no curfew, I'ma run it to the end. See, this ain't about fame, this about that long game. You can duck, you can weave, but the truth still call your name.
We just riding slow, gliding, paper stacking in the breeze. Turn the system up, let the whole town see. No mask on my face, no fear in my lane. I'ma shine that light on the ones bringing shame. From the courtrooms down to the city blocks. They can't hide from the truth, cause the truth don't stop. We just